and yet effective in the same sense?
Well, honestly, I think we have, weapons at every position. A lot of times teams seem to have one or two, really good kids or athletes, and where we have, 8 or 10 of them in every spot. You kind of got to honor every spot. You can't cheat your defense in one direction where, if you do that, we can, exploit that. And when you've got, the kind of athletes that we have, you can throw it or run it and be balanced on the pass and run game. And so whenever you can do that, that definitely works in your favor.
Another big game tonight, which your team is accustomed in playing in. But as you look at the Frankfurt Wildcats this evening, a team that you are familiar with over the past couple years, they are led offensively by Wes Anderson. Again, how do you defensively plan on slowing down Frankfurt?
Well, obviously, Wes, Anderson can fling it around about as good as anybody, and he does a phenomenal job. And, obviously the offense runs through him. So, we got to try to slow their passing game down. I'm sure we're going to see a heavy dose of that. And then obviously they got Lane White on the backfield and Carter Olson as a receiver. And, they've got multiple weapons and speed all over the field. I think Lane and Carter were two of the finals in the 100-yard dash last year at track. So, they got speed. They can pass it over top of you. They can run it, up around the outside. And then Lane's, obviously a big physical kid where he can run up the middle on you. So, we definitely have our hands full with, their athletes and their athleticism that they have on their side of the ball.
And as you head into this game, you've obviously played in some big games the last couple years, but this game is still for a district championship. How important is that to kind of cross that off as a goal this season?
Well, every game is important to us. Obviously you're right. District championship, probably, maybe league championship, probably home field playoff implications, later on down the road, and maybe even our first few games here depends on how it plays out. But we take every game serious. This one we're not overlooking or anything else. We got to be, respectful of our opponents and do the right thing to, if we want to be successful.
This has been the Marysville Dental Care pregame coaches interview with visiting head coach Eric Detweiler. Stay tuned as after this break, we'll chat with Frankfurt Wildcats head coach Nick Anderson.
As summer temperatures heat up, so are opportunities at Landall Company. Landall in Marysville offers stable employment with advancement opportunities, annual raises, 4% attendance bonus, $2 per hour shift differential, competitive wages and benefits that include profit sharing, fuel allowance to drive to work, comprehensive insurance with a $500 deductible and more. Learn more and apply online at landall.com today. EEO Vets and Disabilities welcome. Learn more at landall.com.
Wanklin Oil is proud to serve the community with propane, gas, and diesel fuel right to your home or farm. Family owned and operated, they'll deliver your fuel with an old-fashioned personal touch. Their dependable quality service at the lowest price available makes them a leader in the field. In addition to propane and diesel, they also offer tank repair, sales, and service. For your fuel and heating needs, Wanklin Oil is just a call away. 800-794-2019. They have the energy since 1926.
If your vehicle is looking like it just went through a muddy rally race, or perhaps it's been target practice for the neighborhood bird gang, then you need to get your car washed today at the Axtell Car Wash. The Axtell Car Wash has 2 enclosed self-service bays, even one size for semi-tractors. Just pull in, pay with your bank card, and wash all the dirt, mud, bugs, and bird stuff off your vehicles. You don't have to drive far to get a clean car. Just visit the Axtell Car Wash, proud supporter of the Axtell Eagles. Flint Hills Mechanical is a call away for your plumbing work, heating, and air conditioning. Backed up or won't drain? Call Flint Hills Mechanical. New and existing plumbing work, plus heating and air conditioning, as well as custom sheet metal service. Call on Flint Hills Mechanical. Find them on Facebook or give them a shout at 785-313-0103. Flint Hills Mechanical, Frankfurt.
Harsh winters in our area can drive up your energy cost. Protect your home and wallet this year by stopping at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber. Seal drafty windows and doors with weather stripping and draft stoppers. Grab durable window and door wrap or new ductwork and replace your furnace filter for improved energy efficiency, lower repair cost, and a more comfortable home. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to protect your home and stay warm this winter. Welcome to the second half of our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week pregame coaches interviews with head coach of the Frankfurt Wildcats, Nick Anderson. Coach, an impressive 60-0 win at Wakefield last Friday night. What do you think your team did right defensively to hold the Bombers to the shutout?
For the most part, we did okay. They were a little shorthanded, had some guys hurt, and had some guys playing different positions. But I thought we did a nice job. They put their big 6'2", 250-pound kid in at running back, and so he was a load to bring down. But I thought we did a good job of limiting him on yards after contact and really forced them to be one-dimensional, which really helped us.
In that game, your team was up 34-0 at the end of the first quarter. How important was it for your team to come out fast, strong, and hit on all cylinders like they did early on?
Yeah, that was the goal, was to come out fast, and we were able to do that. I think we only had one drive that lasted more than 3 plays, so we were able to get some chunk yards and some chunk plays, which is good in a game like that.
Your team defensively has given up 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks combined. What has worked so well here late in the season on that side of the ball?
Just guys are getting more comfortable in their positions. Guys are probably playing out of position to where they probably should be, but that's what we have to do. And I think some guys are just now starting to feel comfortable in their role and what they need to do at their particular spot. And I think we're starting to play a little bit more physically and play a little bit faster as well. So when you're a little bit more comfortable and you're willing to go, things tend to get easier for you.
As we turn our attention to tonight's matchup, of course, a lot of familiarity between these two teams. Met twice last year, ended your season too as well. So how do you prepare throughout the week for a team such as Axtell that has been on a run over the past 3 or 4 years?
The first thing is when you're playing an opponent like that is you got to make sure you're not beat between the ears before you step on the field. And so that's something that we're talking about. In our 2 games last year against them, not necessarily sure we competed real well. So that's, been a goal and a focus is to come out and compete and give them our best effort and go from there. And, I think they have 20 straight games in a row where they've, 45 people, so the goal is, try to make them play a full game and see what happens at that point.
Each year is different when you do face off on the gridiron, but there will be some very familiar names from the Brandon Schmelzleys and Eli Brockstromans to the Wes Andersons and Lane Loizos that were both in these games last year and have played against each other the last few years. How do you make sure your team is ready for the new challenge that is this year's Axtell's team tonight?
No, I think we've grown a lot in, between the years. Kids have gotten older and more mature, and kids are honest about how they maybe performed last year and understand that probably wasn't acceptable. And so hopefully, we see those changes and practice this week. The guys were flying around really good and had a lot of confidence in practice. So that's the key is we want to go out and play as well as we possibly can and make them earn whatever they're going to get.
This has been the Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week pregame coaches interview with head coach for the Frankfurt Wildcats, Nick Anderson. Hang tight as a matchup between top-ranked Axtell and state-ranked Frankfurt is next on FM 95.5.
Bat Tire in Frankfurt is the place to go for tires in Frankfurt. Why drive anywhere else? Offering a full range of tires, including Kelly tires and Hankook tires. Get the very best in tire technology for superior handling and longevity. Bat Tire will keep you on the road and headed to where you need to be. Replacements or repairs, they'll get you rolling again. Bat Tire in Frankfurt, a proud supporter of the Frankfurt Wildcats. Good luck.
B&D Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-framed buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. B&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. B&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. B&D Buildings at 785-294-0147.
Your opportunity, your solution, your success. That's Souther's Feeds approach, and that's what sets us apart. I'm Leanne Litton, and I invite you to experience the Souther difference. We're about visiting the ranch, walking your pens, and weighing the options to develop a ration combination that will be the most efficient and profitable for your business. Souther's, a family-owned company that identifies opportunities and applies solutions for your success. Souther Feeds in Frankfurt and online at southerfeeds.com. Souther Feeds, where your success is our success.
If your car says, I need fixed, call on Little Joe's Service in Axtell to fix it right. From routine maintenance to repairs of all types, Joe can serve your needs. Fast, friendly, and down-to-earth service with satisfied customers from all over the area. Turn to Little Joe's 66th Service in Axtell for any automotive repair needs. Proud supporters of the Axtell community, it's Little Joe's Service.
F&A Construction will build it right. Call today for a quick quote if you're building, remodeling, or adding on. Enjoy your home more and increase its value with F&A Construction. They'll tackle your every project to make sure it's done right. For complete construction services, call on F&A Construction today at 292-4692. That's 292-4692.
And welcome back into our Marysville Dental Care game of the week, as it is Axtell versus Frankfurt coming up here in about 7 minutes on FM 95.5. It is a full night of football. It's over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. The Marysville Bulldogs are down at Clay Center. Bruce Steerking has that call as the Bulldogs look to clinch a home playoff spot in that one. A lot at stake tonight here between the Wildcats and the Eagles. Of course, district winner will be claimed after this one. Not a lot to mention that's not already been said about this contest. Of course, Axtell comes in with their 46-game winning streak over the past 3 years. The senior class looking for 4 straight championships in Class 8-man Division II. Meanwhile, for the Frankfurt Wildcats, it is senior night for their seniors. This class that is 26-13 in their tenure includes Lane Loizo, Ty Smith, Trent Harden, Caden Combs, Hunter Olson, and Sam Backman are looking for Frankfurt's first win over Axtell since 2020. These two teams met up last year twice, once in the playoffs, once in the regular season, and it was all Axtell. The Eagles outscored the Wildcats 98-6 in those two contests. Frankfurt in those two games only had 61 rushing yards in the entire two contests. Meanwhile, Axtell 267 yards on the ground, 407 yards offensively. A big story between these two teams, too, as it is every year. Axtell, no turnovers. Frankfurt, 5 turnovers in those two contests last year. Of course, the names we will mention a lot: Wes Anderson, Brandon Schmelsley, Eli Broxman, and Lane Loizo will get their names called here as we get ready for a kickoff. We're about 5 minutes away here between the Eagles and the Wildcats on your KNDY FM 95.5 Marysville Dental Care game of the week on a beautiful Friday night for some high school football. When we come back, we'll take a look at starters, take a look at how both these teams are doing this season as well. We'll be back with our Marysville Dental Care game of the week on FM 95.5.
Hello, and thank you for calling. Our operators are busy at the moment. Please hold the line, and we will answer you shortly.
Stop the madness! With Blue Valley, there's less time on hold, more time together. Blue Valley Technologies offers reliable internet that works when you need it. And if there's an issue, we have local customer support that will make sure you're back online in no time. Find out more at bluevalley.net.
Trailers for You would like to remind you to give them a call to book your Hogemeyer and Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed. The yield advantages are in the data for corn and soybeans. This is Jane Studer with Trailers for You, located at the corner of Highway 9 and 99 in Frankfort. If you're wanting to upgrade to a Merit stock trailer or a travel-long dump or flatbed trailer, give us a call at 785-292-4166. They're also booking your net wrap for next year. Call Trailers for You at 785-292-4166. Go Cats!
Have an accident with your vehicle? Call Moonlight Restoration and they'll take care of you with a free estimate, and they'll turn it into the insurance company for you. You name it, they can do it. Fender benders, auto and tractor restoration, windshield repair or replacement, spray and bed liners, sandblasting, dealer and installer of BMW hitches and drop and lock hitches. No job is too large or too small for Moonlight Restoration. If you want quality work done by skilled technicians, call Moonlight Restoration in Axtell, Kansas. Owned and operated by Brett and Nikki Runabaugh. Call 736-2359.
Friendly, personalized service to meet your banking needs. That's the standard at First National Bank, Frankfurt.
My community bank has responded to the changes needed to keep my money safe and secure. They've switched to cards with the latest technology, which is safer and more secure than before. My community bank provides safety and security while staying on top of the latest banking trends.
Let First National Bank's brand of banking be responsive to your needs. First National Bank, Frankfurt, proud to be your community bank. Member FDIC.
In 210
starting lineup getting announced for the men Frankfurt Wildcats on senior night. It is the final regular season game of the high school football year in the state of Kansas. Playoffs start next week. Both of these teams vying for a district championship here tonight. A good crowd here for the Wildcats, good crowd for the Eagles too, as both of these teams not that far separated by miles. Of course, if you're heading on in, glad to have you tuned in to pregame. Swing on down, still got about 2 minutes until kickoff here between Frankfurt and Axtell. It is a state-ranked matchup game. Of course, the Axtell Eagles, number 1 in Class 1, or 8-man Division 2. Frankfurt in many polls, either 5 or 6. I'm going to tell you that right now, the Twin Valley League has the top 3 teams, Class 8-man Division 2, with the Axtell Eagles, Frankfurt Wildcats, and Hanover Wildcats. I know Wichita County and Hoxie are good, but they don't stand up to this competition. If you haven't got a chance to see them play yet, get on out for some Week 9 action. Starting lineup now here for you. Brought to you first for the Axtell Eagles. A little change in the Eagles lineup as Rylan Bussing is out of this contest. Senior took a hard hit last game versus Hanover. He'll be out tonight, replaced by Wyatt Detweiler. The Eagles will go as followed. On the line, it will be Logan Sandman, number 11. Blaze Bussey, number 21, and Dalton Heinen, number 23. In the backfield, the Eagles, of course, led by All-State quarterback at number 16, Brandon Schmelsley. His running back to his right, Eli Brockman, number 10, and Landon Schmitz to his left, number 2. Split out wide tonight will be number 4, Colin Shaughnessy, and number 12, Wyatt Detweiler, getting the start this evening. As for the home Frankfurt Wildcats, a very familiar starting 8, led by 6 seniors. It will be number 30, Kane Combs, number 55, Sam Backman, and number 24, Trent Harden, Ty Smith and Henry Ketter along the offensive line. In the backfield, it will be Wes Anderson at number 12, your quarterback. In the backfield, number 16, Porter Colvin, and number 6, Lane Loizo. Out wide, number 33, Carter Olson, and number 24, Trent Harden. Frankfurt at 6-1, Axtell at 7-0. Set the duel here for the 3rd time in 2 years on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week. Axtell will be in their road white uniforms with the blue bottoms, blue Axtell with numbers across the front and the back, white helmets with an eagle on either side. Meanwhile, for the Frankfurt Wildcats, they're in their home red tops, gray bottoms with white numbers across the front and back with a small Wildcat on the chest, and their patented gray helmets with the Wildcat on the side. It is Axtell winning the toss. They will look to receive this first kickoff, and it will be back there, the ever-dangerous Brandon Schmelsley. He has 5 returns, 210 yards, and 2 touchdowns so far this year returning the ball. We're set for kickoff here on our Candy by FM 95.5 Marysville Game of the Week. Kickoff will go short left side into the hands of Landon Schmitz, who's going to return it up to the 40 and almost to midfield, and a good return there by Landon Schmitz to get this contest started. Axtell with good starting field position now close to the midfield mark. Axtell start first and 10 from the 38-yard line. As Axtell will start at the 38-yard line. Of course, before mentioned, it is in the backfield. Brandon Schmelsley at quarterback. Wyatt Detweiler getting the start at end with Rylan Bussing out tonight. Wildcats will go with 2 down linemen. Ty Smith, Henry Ketter looking to grab the pressure. It's going to be quarterback run right side. Schmelsley gets across the line of scrimmage. Not much more, though, as he will go across midfield. Goes from the 38 to him out to the 35-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 36. So good run there for Schmelsley to get started out with a 6-yard contest. Of course, both of these teams, they met up twice last year. Brandon Schmelsley had big numbers both through the air and on the ground. He had 34 rushes for 223 yards and 6 touchdowns, while passing it for 402 yards and 4 touchdowns in 2 contests versus Frankfurt last night. Option left side, Schmelsley takes it across the 20, across the 15, 10-5 dives, touchdown Axtell Eagles. Second play from scrimmage. It will be a 37-yard touchdown run for Brandon Schmelsley. After a 4-touchdown game on the ground last week, Brandon continues his run here just 60 seconds into this first quarter. Just a little option play to the left. Eli Brockman, Sports in Kansas All-State Offensive Player of the Year last year, out there wide. Had to respect him. Schmelsley turned it upfield for the 37-yard touchdown run. It's 6-0 here on the 2-point conversion. Schmelsley goes in. He's going to dive in for the 2-point conversion, and the Eagles lead 8-0 right out of the gate in this one.
The answer is yes, SBS.
Are you sick and tired of getting tackled at the 1-yard line? Is your current insurance provider not getting you the right coverage in your time of need? Stop by your local SBS insurance office and we'll develop a game plan for the best coverage and protection of your assets. With SBS Insurance, we'll help you score that winning touchdown.
SBS Insurance, the home team. The answer is yes.
Every week, stay informed and connected with the Frankfurt community top stories by getting the Frankfurt Area News, a small-town newspaper dedicated to their subscribers, advertisers, and community. Established in 1991, the Frankfurt Area News is the official paper of the City of Frankfurt, City of Vermilion, and USD 380. They love hearing from their readers. If you have a story, wedding, birth, or something you think local readers would enjoy, or to subscribe, get in touch with the Frankfurt Area News, 785-292-4726.
Brandon Smelsley adds to his 11 touchdowns on the season. It took him 54 seconds to find the end zone on a 37-yard touchdown scamper on the second play of the game for the Frankfurt Wildcats. Landon Schmitz will kick it off to Lane Loiseau. Another dangerous returner here in the TVL. Take the left side up across the 25 to the 20, and that's where Loiseau will be stopped in this one.
He's tackled by number 23, Dalton Heinen.
Dalton Heinen with the stop on that kickoff return. Now time for the Frankfurt Wildcats offense. It again is an explosive offense, averaging 59 points per game. They're coming off a win versus Wakefield last Friday night, 60-0, in which they absolutely dominated the Bombers. Lane Loiseau had 3 rushes for 121 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Wes Anderson tossed the ball for 208. They're going to have to keep up with this power offense, as it's going to be direct snap to Loiseau right side as he tries to power his way inside of this Axtell defense. Eli Broxman gets in there for the tackle.
And Eli Broxman.
Loiseau will be up good enough for about a 4-yard pickup on Frankfurt's first possession. 2nd down and 6 now here for Frankfurt. Of course, offensively, it is all about Lane Loiseau in the backfield for Frankfurt. He has 40% of this team's offensive points production this year. He has 285 yards rushing, 615 yards receiving, and 24 total touchdowns in the back and split left of Anderson now looking for the screen. Now they swing it right side to Porter Colvin. Colvin picks up a first down plus about an extra yard. So on a 3rd down and 6, Porter Colvin is going to pick up 7 yards. Wyatt Detweiler pulls him down from the defensive backfield as Frankfurt picks up their first down of the night.
First and 10 from the 31-yard line.
Axtell defensively out there. In this contest, there will be Logan Sandman, Blaze Bussing, and Dalton Heinen along the defensive lines. Landon Schmitz, Brandon Schmelsley, Wyatt Detweiler, Colin Shaughnessy out there as well for the Eagles. Here's going to be another direct snap and blown up in the backfield. Loiseau gets away with it. Still going to be dropped for a loss. As right there on the tackle was Dalton Heinen, who blew that one up. Tackle for a loss of about 1 on Loiseau, as Heinen had himself a great game last week with that big win over the Hanover Wildcats, the 58-12 win. Unofficially, Heinen in that one, 3 tackles, also a forced fumble and a fumble recovery on the second play of the game. And there he is in the backfield, disrupting that 1st down and 10 play. It's 8-0 here. Axtell early on, just under 10 minutes left to play in this first quarter. Frankfurt moving right to left, ball just short of center field at the 30-yard. So it'll be Anderson in the pistol with Colvin behind him. 2 receivers to his left. Harden goes in motion, left to right. It's going to be an option here near side. Anderson gets past the first guy. Now at the middle. Anderson's got room. Past the 40, 30, 1 man to meet. 15, 10, 5. Guys, touchdown, Frankfurt Wildcats. A 49-yard touchdown run for Wes Anderson.
For 50 yards.
Breaks this one open for the Wildcats and gets them on the board 8-6 now. Wildcats on a big rushing play was going to be one of my points here in the first part of this game. Wes Anderson is running the ball effectively well this year, and there we saw him on the option left side, just as Smelsley does for Axtell. Fake that pitch to the outside and let your quarterback get upfield. Good 37-yard touchdown run by number 12, Wes Anderson, his first on the evening. 2-point conversion here. It's Wildcats try and tie it up. It'll be Anderson in the shotgun, 2 receivers left. Anderson goes in motion, left to right. Now we're going to have a flag up front. False start is the indication. I believe this will probably be on the offense. That it will be. So first penalty now for Frankfurt. We'll move them back on this 2-point conversion. Anderson using his legs this year more than he has in the past, already rushing for 154 yards. Had that much through the entire season last year. Did Anderson? We saw him scamper there, 37 yards to the house to make this one 8-6. Now from about the 8-yard line, Frankfurt will try this 2-point conversion. 3 receivers right, Anderson in the gun. Anderson takes the snap, left-handed, looks right, now throws it across his body, finds Loizo, and we are knotted up now at 8-8 with 9:22 left to play here in this first quarter. Your Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week just getting started as we're knotted up at 8.
If your four-legged friend is in need of quality care, call on the compassionate team at the Animal Clinic in Frankfurt. Their experienced team of veterinarians are dedicated to the health of your pets or her. From routine checkups to state-of-the-art medical procedures, call the office at 785-292-4628 or schedule an appointment online at animalclinicpa.com. Treating with compassion and dedication, count on the Animal Clinic in Frankfurt, where your pet's health is their top priority.
To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfurt. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfurt.
Axtell Truss has the experience to provide custom-built trusses for any application. Put them to work with your next project. Let them help design the right pitch, length, and number of trusses to suit your needs. They can turn out more complicated designs and configurations as well. All are solidly built in their enclosed shop with roll-off delivery to your site available. They also assure the best materials and quality construction, completed on your schedule. Call today for a quote or more information at 785-736-2291. That's Axtell Truss.
Apologies there, runaway break on our radio broadcast. Of course, big thank you to Blue Valley Technologies for making this broadcast happen tonight on Channel 3 and their YouTube channel as well. We appreciate whether you're tuned in or listening wherever you are. Kickoff went out of bounds. Frankfurt tried the onside it. It was good, but it went out of bounds about 2 yards short of the line to game. So Axtell will get perfect field position now inside Frankfurt territory. Ball about the 34-yard line. Schmelsley in the backfield. Roshman goes in motion left. It's going to be option left side. Schmelsley looking to turn it up. Gets across the 20, across the 15. Now dances a move inside the 10, down inside the 5. Continuing to move those legs. And Brandon Schmelsley all the way down inside the 5. That is going to be a 30-yard run as Caden Combs and Ty Smith saved a touchdown there. Schmelsley already with a 37-yard run and a 30-yard run on that one puts Eagles in excellent offensive possession. I was reading something earlier about this Axtell offense. Of course, everyone knows about the winning streak, and you look at these offensive numbers for the Eagles, only averaging 99 yards through the air on a game and about 125 yards, 137, on the ground. But they don't get many chances offensively. Here they are moving it well, looking to punch this one in and take the lead. Schmelsley, little juke in the middle, up and down, touchdown, Axtell Eagles, as Brandon Schmelsley runs it in on a 3-yard touchdown run. His second now of the game will make it 14-8 Axtell at the 8:40 mark. So fireworks here early on as Schmelsley on the ground and Anderson on the ground. It's been a quarterback duel here in the first quarter. Smelsley now in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Schmitz in the backfield. It's going to be option right. Smelsley pitches it late. Schmitz grabs it one-handed, in and good. Eagles now up 18-6 as Landon Schmitz walks it in 4-2. You're listening to the Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week here on KNDY.
Call Parthimer Electric at 268-0553. At Parthimer Electric, we specialize in residential and commercial electrical services and are dedicated to providing customer service that is second to none. Parthimer Electric won't leave the job until you're satisfied. Parthimer Electric is available at all hours and offers flexible services for indoor or outdoor jobs. You can visit us on the web at the Parthimer Electric Facebook site or give us a call at 268-0553. Parthimer Electric in Frankfurt.
Well, it's been fireworks here early on so far. 3 possessions, 3 offensive touchdowns. Brandon Schmelsley has a 37-yard touchdown run. Wes Anderson, a 49-yard touchdown run. And then just moments ago, Schmelsley punched in his second of the evening on a 3-yard touchdown run. He had all the yards on that second play, 33 yards. How far Axtell went for the score. Liam Loizo will be back to receive this kickoff, and will be Landon Schmitz again to kick it off. Again, a lot of action Friday night. We'll take a look at scores and updates brought to you by TVL Spotlight coming up here at halftime, as well as a look at sub-state action. Here's miscommunication on the kickoff as it looked like Lane and one of the back returners had a little miscommunication. It falls about the 5, goes back into the end zone, and will be a touchback now for the Wildcats. As before mentioned, it is sub-state volleyball. Valley Heights Mustangs and Centralia Panthers, Hanover Wildcats will host this Saturday. Meanwhile, the Axtell Lady Eagles will be up at Hanover in a second set match. You can catch all the TVL scores over at the TVL Sports Spotlight.blog, as well as on the Facebook page, TVL Spotlight on Facebook. Appreciation to Jeff Wirtz keeping us updated on scores throughout the season, as well as our little pregame show that keeps us informed about what's going on. Here's an option play as the Wives is going to be smothered in the backfield. This Axtell defense has been keen on Lane Loizo early on, as it looked like Logan Sandman, Eli Brocksherman, and Wyatt Detweiler were all in on that tackle. Officially no gain there on the play, as now that brings up a second down and 10. This Axtell defense, if everyone thought they were good last year, this year might be even better, only allowing 4.8 points per game. They've only allowed 4 touchdowns. 2 of them came last week versus Hanover, one of them against Lynn, and then, of course, versus Blue Valley as well. Here's a run left side. Colvin trying to get the edge, and he's going to be buried as coming up from his corner position, Lucas Talbot, the junior, burying Porter Colvin in the backfield for a loss. Loss of probably 3 on that one on Colvin's first pickup. And now the Wildcats are going to be forced to throw this ball. Talking to head coach Nick Anderson earlier in the week, he said this is a position that his team cannot be in, is behind the sticks. And here we come up with about a 3rd and 13. Last year against this Axtell team, Wes Anderson, 45% passing, 138 yards, 1 touchdown, but 4 interceptions. Need to make a play here. Anderson in the shotgun with Colvin to his right. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. Anderson takes a snap, 2-man rush, swings it across the middle, catches there by Carter Olson, his second favorite target. It's going to be driven back. Forward momentum will drop him after a pickup of about 5, so not near enough for a 3rd down completion. We'll have to see what Nick Anderson wants to do here early in this 4th quarter. That's give him a 6-yard pickup there as Carter Olson picks up his first catch here so far tonight. And it looks like this will be a punting situation for Frankfurt. So Axtell leading 16-8. Back to receive this punt. Lane Loizo will send it off the right foot. Brandon Schmidt stands about his 20. This one goes towards the baseline. Good Frankfurt bounce. Out of bounds right about the 23-yard line, where these Eagles will get their 3rd offensive possession started. Very familiar opponents here the last 2 years. Of course, they met in sub-state last season. Axtell coming away with that big victory. Of course, went on to win their third straight 8-man Division II title. Eagles looking for the same. Frankfurt, though, very decent here at the last couple of years. Of course, coming off the most wins in program history in 8-man, looking to get to a title game since the first time since 96. Smelsley looking back to pass. Pressure comes from the Wildcats, and Smelsley just has to throw this away, as in his face defensively was number 34, Fred Rosequist. Incompletion thrown here by Smelsley, which we don't see very often from the senior quarterback. Smelsley so far this year, 31 for 37. It's only 6 incompletions, make it 7 through 7 games now for this very efficient Eagles offense. Rosequist and Harden will be your 2-down linemen for Frankfurt. Pressure at the middle from Harden. It's going to be a swing pass left side. Across the 35, now across the 40. Breaks a tackle as Landon Schmitz all the way into Frankfurt territory. He's number 2, Landon Schmitz. About a 23-yard pickup there as Landon Schmitz pulls that one in on his first catch here tonight, and a big switch of the field. Wes Anderson back there to make that tackle. That had been for Anderson. Schmitz was going towards the end zone. Eagles working fast here. It's going to be draw up the middle with Smelsley. Smelsley looking for Smace. Looks outside. Now goes up the middle on a 1st down and 10. Pickup of 9 for Brandon as the Eagles keep this offensive rolling. Each team has scored on their first possession. Frankfurt just had the punt on their second. Now here, Axtell is looking to increase their lead. Up by 8 now. 5:14 left to play in this first quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Schmitz measures out of the backfield. It's going to be a swing pass back to him as he tries to cut it upfield. Good enough for the first down. Now against the base or sideline up to the 10. So that play started at the 26-yard line, went all the way up to the 10, so a 16-yard pickup there for Schmitz on back-to-back completions from the senior to the junior. 1st and goal for the Eagles at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal here right outside the red zone, right at the 10 is where they will mark this ball. Eagles 2 for 2 here offensively, scoring in this contest. Looking to extend their lead. It's going to be an option left side. Smelsley keeps it, tries to put his shoulder down, bounces off one and in for the 10-yard touchdown. Brandon Smelsley was stopped dead to rights in the backfield, but somehow finds a lane, finds a gear, and bounces it to the outside for his 3rd touchdown already here in the first quarter, as we are just under 5 minutes left to play in this quarter. An excellent athlete, of course, the KU commit for next year. Brandon Smelsley just finds the way to stay on his feet. We saw it last week with a 6-touchdown performance, now already halfway there with 3 in this first quarter. It's going to be quarterback power left side as Smelsley just dives in. He's in, and it is good. Axtell continues their hot roll, leading this one 24-8 as we play under 5 minutes left in this first quarter.
Western National Bank in Summerfield wants you to feel good about where you are with your money. Available when you need them and offering online and personal services, Western National Bank will make sure to keep you and your money happy. Call Western National Bank at 244-6211 to make your money smile. Member FDIC.
Landall in Marysville is invested in their team, facilities, products, customers, community, future, and excellence. For over 60 years, a family-owned company focusing on quality workmanship products and employees. Congratulating their team members with their loyalty and hard work that's paid off with a 12-year profit-sharing average of 12.42%. Thanks for all you do in making Landall Company stand out above the rest. Employment opportunities available. Go online at landall.com/careers. EEO Vets and Disability, welcome.
Brandon Schmelsley continues his late season heroics after rushing for 180 yards, 4 touchdowns, throwing for $133 and 2 tutties last week. Here he is already in the first quarter versus Frankfurt, unofficially 6 rushes for 95 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 39 yards through the air on 2 for 3 passing. As Frankfurt looking for a score as Blaine Loizo brings this one out from about the goal line up across the 20 to the 22, where Frankfurt will get their third offensive possession started. So the story of the last 2 years between these two teams has been the dominance of Axtell's defense. They have only allowed 61 rushing yards and 133 passing yards last year, 2 contests versus this Frankfurt Wildcats team. Good news, though, tonight, Wes Anderson already with a 49-yard touchdown run, a scamper for Frankfurt's first touchdown of the night. So finding holes in this Axtell defense that has been so stout this year, gave up 2 touchdowns last week, already 1 here tonight. Frankfurt looking to cut into this deficit. Austin right side again. It's going to be a pitch good. Thought it was going to be a little late going to the far side of the field as Blaine Loizo picks that one up. Wyatt Detweiler gets in there for the tackle. They're going to give Lane forward progress of about 2, so it's 2nd down and 8 now on the Frankfurt offense, who in their last possession got behind the sticks big on a 2nd down, ended up with about a 3rd down and 13, was forced to punt, and of course Axtell 3 for 3 with touchdowns so far tonight offensively. Anderson in the backfield, Porter Colvin to his left directly in the gun. Colvin goes to the flat, Anderson looks that way, picked off. It's going to be Eli Brocksterman, picks it off across the 10, into the 5, down into the 5 goes Eli Brocksterman. Number 10 gets his 2nd pick in 2 weeks, returns it to the 5, and that is where Axtell will get going. So I was just going to mention Wes Anderson, so cautious with the ball this year, only 1 interception, throws a big and a costly one there. It gives Axtell excellent field position inside the Wildcat 5. Quick turnaround now is Broxman in the backfield with Schmidt. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Broxman goes in motion. It's going to be a little shovel pass to Eli as he tries to find the outside, throws it into the end zone, caught by Wyatt Detweiler. It was a double pass. Eli Broxman took it behind the line, found Wyatt Detweiler in the backfield. Well, Wyatt Detweiler. But good enough for the touchdown, and now the 2-point conversion is going to make it 30-8. So trying to figure out how I can mark that one down in my rule book. We're going to mark it Eli to Wyatt for that 4-yard touchdown. Smelsley in the shotgun, 2-point conversion pending. Looking left, now looking right. Looks to escape out of there. Is pulled down in the backfield by, I believe that was Trent Harden. Conversion is no good. Will keep us here at 30-8. It's been all Eagles here early in this one on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week on KNDY-FM 95.5.
You've reached Billy Bob's Propane. Nobody can take your call now, but somebody will get back to you sometime.
Yeah, this is Frank Jones, and I'm switching propane companies. Why? Wanklin Oil has more to offer, and to be honest, better prices. They also gave me options that fit my budget, and in case you don't remember, I called last week because I was nearly out of propane. You never called me back. I'm now out of propane.
Switching propane dealers is no big deal. Call Wanklin Oil at 1-800-794-2019. Wanklin Oil, we've had the energy since 1926.
If your vehicle is looking like it just went through a money rally race, or perhaps it's been target practice for the neighborhood bird gang, then you need to get your car washed today at the Axtell Car Wash. The Axtell Car Wash has 2 enclosed self-service bays, even one size for semi-tractors. Just pull in, pay with your bank card, and wash all the dirt, mud, bugs, and bird stuff off your vehicles. You don't have to drive far to get a clean car. Just visit the Axtell Car Wash, proud supporter of the Axtell Eagles.
A interception returned to the 5 by Eli Broxterman sets up a Broxterman to Wyatt Detweiler touchdown pass, making this one 30-8. All Axtell Eagles early on. 4 offensive possession for the Eagles, 4 touchdowns. Meanwhile, of course, Frankfurt scored on their second play of the game. Wes Anderson took it 49 yards down the field for a touchdown, making it 8-8 after Anderson found the Wiseau. But since then, it's been all Axtell Eagles. In the last 5 minutes, Brandon Schmelsley with 2 rushing touchdowns, and, of course, that touchdown moments ago from Brocksterman to Detweiler. Got some headlights on in the field, got them turned off now, and back to live action. Here we go. Great crowd here this evening for some Friday night football. Max Blasky with you here tonight on KNDY, as well as on Blue Valley TV, Channel 3, or the YouTube channel. If you're out and about listening to us wherever you are in the world, KNDYradio.com or in the KNDY mobile app. Landon Schmitz kicks this one off. The ever-dangerous Lane Louisa takes it about the 4-yard line. He'll bring it across the 15, up now to the 20, looking for seeing that far side and takes a smack. I don't know who that was over there that laid the boom for the Eagles coming out of that pile. Looked like Brandon Schmelsley coming up, hopping hot there, laid the hit on Lane Louisa. Now Frankfurt will get started with the ball at their own 17-yard line.
At the 18-yard line, Frankfurt.
Not much else to say about this contest. Eagles are just so efficient this year. Of course, the state leading 46-game winning streak coming into this contest. The senior class has not lost a game in their high school career, looking for 4 straight state championships, and so far here answering the test for the Wildcats. Anderson pitches it late there over there on the far side to Louisa, pickup of about 3. First positive yardage for Louisa in quite a while. Coming into this contest was the bell cow for these Wildcats on the ground, 385 yards on the season. That's good enough for an 11.3 average so far tonight, held to just 8 rushing yards on 5 rushing attempts. Trying to get him involved here in this second quarter will be a priority for Nick Anderson and his Wildcats. It will be Wes alone in the backfield. Shotgun snap with 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Wes Anderson takes the snap, 2-man rush across the middle, finds Trent Harden there. Good enough for a first down and a little bit extra. That's going to be an 8-yard pickup as Landon Schmitz comes up to make the stop. First catch now for Harden. Wes Anderson 3 for 3 passing out today. Of course, the 2 favorite targets for this high-powered Frankfurt offense is Trent Harden and Carter Olson. Lane Louisa getting in there too as well, but all of those over 450 yards so far this season. Anderson has a little trouble with the pass, flings it though far side to Olson for his second catch on a first down and 10. Pickup of 3. We're going to give it to Olson.
Well, why?
Detweiler comes up with the tackle, of course, starting tonight for the injured Ryland Bussing, wishing him their best on his recovery after taking a hard hit last week versus Hanover. Of course, this is week 8, so many of these teams are vying for a playoff position. This game, of course, will crown a district champion. Axtell looking for that crown for the 4th time in 4 years. Frankfurt trying to play spoiler here at home. So we go under 2 minutes left to play in this quarter. It's going to be a swing pass left side. Louisa trying to get out of bounds. Second down and 7. We'll pick up about 2, making this one now second down and 5, as that's Louisa's first catch. Unofficially, Wes Anderson now 5 for 5 with 26 yards and that big touchdown run, 49-yard touchdown run on the second play of the game. But since then, Frankfurt's offense has went dormant with a punt and an INT. Now 3rd down and medium, 3rd down and about 5, ball on the 35-yard line of Frankfurt. Axtell showing pressure, every man up inside the box. Anderson alone in the backfield, takes the shotgun snap. Anderson brings pressure. He's going to be not stopped, gets away from that one and sneaks it forward enough for about 1 yard. But Axtell brought the house. Logan Sandman was the one there that finally brought down Anderson. They're going to say no gain on that run. Lucas Talbot and Logan Sandman in there. Don't often see Axtell bringing the house, but they brought the house there. And now it will bring up a 4th down and medium. Big play here for this Frankfurt offense, trailing 30-8 with 1:20 left to play in this first quarter. Axtell jumped out to an 8-0 lead. Frankfurt answered back, making it 8-8. But since then, it's been all this Eagles offense that is so high-powered this year. Anderson in the backfield. Shotgun with Loizo behind him. Receiver in motion is Porter Colvin, right to left, two-man rush. It's going to be across the middle, and in comes Police, sticking a big paw up there for the Eagles. Dalton Heinen, second big play made by Dalton Heinen tonight, and third one in 2 weeks, as that will be a turnover on downs for Frankfurt. Don't blame Nick Anderson there. Had to go for it, but Heinen did a good job. Wasn't able to get the pressure on the quarterback he wanted, so just dropped back, stuck up that big paw, and forced an incompletion. Anderson's first here tonight. Axtell will take over now in Frankfurt territory. Second best starting field position they've had all night. Smelsley looking right side, looking on an in pattern, has a man, that's Eli Broxman, getting up for a first down, now across the 20, tries to find the outside, cuts it back up to the 14-yard line. Good enough for, we're going to call it a 19-yard pickup there, as Smelsley hit Eli for his first reception this evening. That's what makes this duo in the backfield so dangerous. Of course, Smelsley on the ground, but Eli Broxman not only rushing it with 7 touchdowns this year, but also 5 through the air for the fellow senior. Under 30 ticks to go here in the first quarter. Axtell still leading this one 30-8 with the ball inside Frankfurt territory at the 15-yard line. Across the middle, looking for his Wyatt Detweiler. Got it for a touchdown. That's going to be a 16-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Smelsley to Wyatt Detweiler. Detweiler's second receiving touchdown here tonight as the Eagles continue to pour it on over TVL foe Frankfurt. Wyatt Detweiler getting the start for the injured Ryland Bussing this evening and making the most of it. 16-yard touchdown completion there will make it 36-8. Empty set now for Smelsley as Broxman goes in motion right to left. Smelsley looking for a seam, dives forward, good. And the Eagles go up 30 with 17 ticks left to play in this first quarter. Frankfurt.
Flint Hills Mechanical is a call away for your plumbing work, heating, and air conditioning. Backed up or won't drain? Call Flint Hills Mechanical. New and existing plumbing work, plus heating and air conditioning, as well as custom sheet metal service. Call on Flint Hills Mechanical. Find them on Facebook or give them a shout at 785-313-0103. Flint Hills Mechanical, Frankfurt.
Harsh winters in our area can drive up your energy costs. Protect your home and wallet this year by stopping at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber. Seal drafty windows and doors with weather stripping and draft stoppers. Grab durable window and door wrap or new ductwork and replace your furnace filter for improved energy efficiency, lower repair costs, and a more comfortable home. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to protect your home and stay warm this winter.
5 offensive possessions for Axtell, 5 touchdowns for the Eagles. They lead this one by 30, just about 17 seconds left into this first quarter. And I make this mention last week when Hanover and Axtell met up on our KNDY FM 95.5 game of the week. Nothing against Hanover last week or Frankfurt this week. This Axtell team is just so dominant. 1 through 8 even coming off of the bench. The Eagles can run it. Landon Schmidt sends this one off. It's going to be taken by the update man. That's Carter Olson. Olson trying to get to the right side. Does have a block. Gets across the 20, up close to the 25, and Frankfurt will start at about the 23-yard line. Big difference tonight, too, as well. Axtell has started 2, if I'm not wrong, 3 possessions inside of Frankfurt territory. Frankfurt so far has started every possession inside at least their own 30. They had a decent return up to about the 28 moments ago from Lane Loizo, but starting field position well in favor of this Axtell Eagles team, and they are up big on the scoreboard. 11 ticks do laying on the scoreboard in this first quarter. Anderson will be in the backfield. Again, a direct snap to Lane Loizo. He's going to be stopped in the backfield. Will continue to try and chunk those legs, but Logan Sandman and Eli Brocksterman in there to stop Lizo in his track will bring us to the end of the first quarter. Frankfurt leads Axtell leads 38-8 at the end of quarter number 1. You're listening to the Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week. Dr. Brittany and Dr. Zach are your number 1 rated dentist in Northeast Kansas. Go to MarysvilleDentalCare.com to book your visit and receive the dental care you deserve. We'll see what the Wildcats have in store offensively when we're back after this break.
That Tire in Frankfurt is the place to go for tires in Frankfurt. Why drive anywhere else? Offering a full range of tires, including Kelly tires and Hankook tires. Get the very best in tire technology for superior handling and longevity. That Tire will keep you on the road and headed to where you need to be. Replacements or repairs, they'll get you rolling again. That Tire in Frankfurt, a proud supporter of the Frankfurt Wildcats. Good luck.
D&D Buildings of Axtell specializes in post-frame buildings. Give them a call for stud-frame buildings with complete concrete and electrical work included. It's one call to get the job done. D&D Buildings, specializing in post-frame building construction, plus repairs and more. Always free estimates. Give them a call. D&D Buildings of Axtell, 785-294-0147. D&D Buildings at 785-294-0147.
Frankfurt Wildcats with a second down and about 8 here on the start of the second quarter. Swing pass here near side as Carter Olson is going to be driven out of bounds. Pickup of about 6. We are going to give Olson on his first catch here in the second quarter. First quarter stats so far, Wes Anderson 5 for 6 passing for 26 yards. Does have that one big touchdown run. Frankfurt's lone score on the second play of the game, 49-yard touchdown scramper. Carter Olson, 3 receptions for 15 yards. Layden Lizo stopped on the ground. 6 rushes for only 8 yards. Here he is, though, on the rush. Gets it right side. Good enough for a first down. Continues to chug. Picks up, we're going to give him 5 on the Liza's longest run of the night. As Smelsley and Shaughnessy in there on the tackle for the Eagles. Of course, some might hear the score and think, boy, what's going on with the Frankfurt Wildcats? Well, I think less about Frankfurt and more about the dominance so far this year of Axtell. Mentioned in the opening, this team only allows 4.8 points per game. Before last week's game versus Hanover, through 6 weeks, the Axtell defense had only given up 2 touchdowns. Anderson running it here on a first down and 10, picks up just short of midfield. We're going to give him the 4-yard line on his third run of the evening. Eli Brocksterman getting in there for the tackle. Gives me a chance to remind you that football does not stop on KNDY on Friday nights. Of course, tomorrow it is the Sunflower Showdown. KU Jayhawks and K-State Wildcats will be live on air. We'll have the KU broadcast with Brian Haney right here on FM 95.5. Meanwhile, on our opposite broadcast on AM 1570, FM 94.1, Wyatt Thompson and the gang will have the call for the Wildcats. That gets started at 6:30 here over on our sister station. That pregame will get started about 5:30. Anderson looking to take a shot near side, has Olsen incomplete. Finally saw Wes Anderson air that out on a second down and medium. Colin Shaughnessy over there. Sticky coverage from the cornerback, who this year has had a decent year defensively. Had a good game last week versus the Hanover Wildcats. Haven't seen Anderson air it out too much this year. Of course, it's been a better rushing attack this year, almost 6.5 yards per carry for the Frankfurt Wildcats. But Anderson still to the tune of 1,700 yards and 26 touchdowns this year has been very effective for the all-time school leader in passing yards in Frankfurt history. Now he's third down, about 5 or 6. Anderson quick pass near side, tries to get it to Olsen, tries to get out of the tackle, gets out of 1, but then in a push down of bounds. So on a third down and 6, pickup of, we're going to give him 4. As Colin Shaughnessy, who was just in defensive position to cause that incompletion, now pushes Olsen out of bounds, bringing up a 4th down. So far on this one, Frankfurt already 0 for 1 on 4th down conversion in the last 2 meetings between these two teams last year. Frankfurt was only 19% on 3rd and 4th down completions. There's a little trickeration end around. The Wiseau gets away from one blocker. It's going to be tough to get the first down. He stretches, and he does not. The Axtell defense comes up with a stop. Wyatt Detweiler over there, along with Brandon Schmelsley and Blaze Bussing. Good job by the Eagles defense. Frankfurt ran an end-around option there for the Wiseau, and a turnover on downs will give it back to Axtell. Second straight drive now that Frankfurt has turned it over on downs. This play on a 4th down and 1, the 1 moment earlier in the first quarter, about a 4th down and 5, and so far 0 for 2 here tonight as this Eagles offense that has been very effective. 6 for 6 on touchdowns so far tonight offensively. 5 for 5, excuse me. It's going to be a pass looking for Schmelsley, still dancing around in the backfield. Rolling to his right is Brandon across his body. Finds a receiver. Diving catch will be made on the 1st down and 10. We're going to give him 13. Number 2, Landon Schmitz. As Landon Schmitz comes up with the diving pickup. 13-yard pitch and catch from Schmelsley to Schmitz, who just continue to pour it on now offensively. Deep inside Frankfurt territory, just outside the 30-yard line. As we saw the explosiveness and the athletic ability of Brandon Schmelsley, just danced around in the backfield, found a man wide open. Eventually, Schmitz came through clean across the middle of the field. Schmelsley in the backfield with Brockshman behind him. It's going to be an option left side. Late pitch to Eli. Eli trying to catch the edge. Shoots inside. Pickup of 5 now for the senior. Tackle made Lane Loizo. If you think we say some of these players' names a lot, well, that's because we do. Lane also leads this Frankfurt team in defensive tackles, 62 so far this year. That's going to for 9 tackles a game and 1 tackle for a loss. 2nd down and 5 now as Brockshman picks up 5 on his first run of this contest. Pistol formation with Schmitz right behind Schmelsley, 2 receivers right. Brandon looking right, 2-man rush from Frankfurt across the middle, finds Eli. Eli across the 15 down to the 13. Pass by Schmelsley. Another gain of 10. That one goes to the 14-yard line. So we're going to give that one a 14-yard pickup to Eli Brockshman on his second catch of the game. As now methodically the Eagles just marching it down the field, still leading by 30 now, midway through this first quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Schmitz in the backfield. Schmelsley just takes it up the field, breaks the tackle, breaks 2, dives. Touchdown, Axtell Eagles. That will be a 14-yard touchdown run by Brandon Schmelsley, his 4th now on the night. A long drive for the Axtell Eagles, too, that saw them just methodically move this one down the field. As Axtell, the number 1 ranked team in 8-man Division II, continues to look like it here in the past 2 weeks. Of course, handling at Hanover last week and now rolling on Frankfurt early in this first half. Schmelsley looking to get into the end zone on the 2-point. Skip stances, hops his way in, and Brandon Schmelsley finds the end zone for the 2-point conversion, making this one 46-8 at the 8:34 mark left in this first half. We're back after this word from our sponsors on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week.
Your opportunity, your solution, your success. That's Soother's Feeds approach, and that's what sets us apart. I'm Leanne Linton, and I invite you to experience the Soother difference. We're about visiting the ranch, walking your pens, and weighing the options to develop a ration combination that will be the most efficient and profitable for your business. Soothers, a family-owned company that identifies opportunities and applies solutions for your success. Soother Feeds in Frankfurt and online at sootherfeeds.com. Soother Feeds, where your success is our success.
If your car says, I need fixed, call on Little Joe's Service in Axtell to fix it right. From routine maintenance to repairs of all types, Joe can serve your needs. Fast, friendly, and down-to-earth service with satisfied customers from all over the area. Turn to Little Joe's 66th Service in Axtell for any automotive repair needs. Proud supporters of the Axtell community, it's Little Joe's Service.
Frankfurt looking for any sort of offense in this one. They cannot slow it down Axtell, who on 6 offensive possessions has now scored 6 offensive touchdowns. They were just as efficient last week versus Hanover as well. One in which they saw 6 offensive possessions. Also got 2 pick sixes in that game last week versus Hanover. So far, 1 INT thrown by Wes Anderson. Eli Brockman was the one that returned it inside the 5. Gave the Eagles excellent scoring position there late in the first quarter. Now Axtell leading 46-8. 2 down linemen for the Eagles. Loizo motions out of the backfield. Anderson looking for a shot. Look left side. Has the man. Lane Loizo catch inside the 20. 15 drag down inside the 10. But a big play for the Frankfurt Wildcats.
Wait, Loizo.
That's going to be a 44-yard pitch and catch from Wes Anderson to Lane Loizo. And I believe that was Landon Schmidt back there that saved the touchdown. Loizo so fast, of course, a state medalist in the 1 and 200 this spring, just got on the backside of the defense, and maybe the play that Frankfurt was looking for to break this one open and stop this scoring drought that the Wildcats have been on 4 straight possessions now. They've either had turned it over on downs or punted it away. Anderson alone in the backfield. Motion in will be Colvin right to left. Anderson looking that way now, steps up the middle. Man in the middle, dances around. Anderson sneaks left now, down inside the 5. Anderson fumbles it. They're going to mark him down. First down was at about the 1.5-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 1. So an 11-yard scramble there for Wes Anderson. Unofficially 64 yards on the ground now tonight. And a first down and goal from inside the 1-yard line for Frankfurt. Wildcats have been held scoreless since the 9:22 mark in the first quarter. We go under 7:30 here to go before halftime. Anderson just found Lane Loizo for a 44-yard pickup, putting them in excellent field position here, deep inside Axtell territory. Their second time inside Axtell territory tonight. It's going to be power left side. Anderson is going to be stopped dead in his tracks by Dalton Heinen again, getting there to stop this Wildcats rushing attack. This defensive line for Axtell, Logan Sandman, Dalton Heinen, Blaze Bussing as well, getting in there, have really shown their fortitude this year. Not as big as this Eagles team was last year, but just as explosive. So on a second down and goal, ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Anderson in the backfield with Colvin to his right. Man in motion is Loizo behind the back of Anderson. It's going to be option right side. Anderson turns up. Touchdown, Frankfurt Wildcats. Wes Anderson, a 1-yard touchdown run by number 12. His second rushing touchdown on the evening will make this one 46-14 with 6:29 left to play in this second quarter. 2-point conversion pending, but good to see from the Wildcats some fight and driving down the field. Of course, the big play there in this drive, 44 yards from Anderson to Loizo, ends up with a Wes Anderson 1-yard touchdown run.
2-point conversion now. Anderson in the shotgun, the wise of two, his left. Two receivers right. Anderson will look across the middle. Now look to his right. Looks to run that way. Now stop. Looks to reverse field. Axtell defense there. Anderson somehow gets away from it. Across the middle, finds Porter Colvin. We're going to have a late flag. I think they're going to call it a face mask on Axtell as Wes Anderson found Porter Colvin anyway for the 2-point conversion. So let's see here if it was on Axtell. I'm sure Anderson is going to decline this one and take the points, but nonetheless a good drive by Axtell that saw them air it out big. And it will be a face mask on Axtell. Penalty will be declined, and the 2-point conversion will be good for Frankfurt.
The two-point conversion is
back to 30 points. 30-point deficit for Frankfurt is our score. Just under 6:30 left to play in this second quarter. We're back after this break on KNDY.
F&A Construction will build it right. Call today for a quick quote if you're building, remodeling, or adding on. Enjoy your home more and increase its value with F&A Construction. They'll tackle your every project to make sure it's done right. For complete construction services, call on F&A Construction today at 292-4692. That's 292-4692.
Hello and thank you for calling. Our operators are busy at the moment. Please hold the line and we will answer you shortly.
Stop the madness! With Blue Valley, there's less time on hold, more time together. Blue Valley Technologies offers reliable internet that works when you need it. And if there's an issue, we have local customer support that will make sure you're back online in no time. Find out more at bluevalley.net.
Frankfurt will be checking off at the 35.
Drive lasts just under 2 minutes for the Frankfurt Wildcats as they get back on the board here in the second quarter. Still trailing by 30, though. Second quarter action as the face mask penalty will move this kickoff all the way to the Axtell side of the 40. Will give me a chance to remind you that you can listen in to the KNDY Coaches Corner program every weekday. On Monday, I will chat with Diller and Southern coaches. Tuesday, you can hear from coaches from Axtell and Centralia. Wednesday, it's Lynn and Hanover. Thursday, Frankfurt and Valley Heights. Friday, it is Washington and Marysville. And, of course, you can listen back to those conversations anytime at KNDYradio.com. Just go to the podcast tab at KNDYradio.com. Listen back to your favorite coaches as we're going to get basketball interviews started here in just a little bit. Of course, state volleyball will be next Friday and Saturday. Many area teams vying for a chance at that. Of course, we'll take a look at that schedule and other scores from around the TVL on a district championship night. Courtesy of TVL Sports Spotlight's own Jeff Wertz coming up now at halftime. Brandon Schmelsley looks to run on the first play on a first down and 10. Breaks one tackle, now two. Has the space left side, 30. Across the 35, up to midfield. Big run there for Brandon Schmelsley as that will be a 24-yard run for Schmelsley, who continues chugging those legs unofficially now on the ground after that run. 133 yards and 4 touchdowns coming off a 4-touchdown performance and 180 yards on the ground last week versus Hanover. Now it's going to be option right side. Early pitch, Landon Schmitz has the seam across the 30, across the 20, cuts it back inside the 15, angling 5, touchdown, Landon Schmitz. A 41-yard touchdown run by Landon Schmitz on his 4th touch of the game, and in 2 plays, the Axtell Eagles answer back a 2-minute drive by Frankfurt. Just like that is the only way that I can describe this Axtell Eagles offense. Don't even have time to write down the scores or anything. It is now 52-16 on the 41-yard touchdown run by number 2, Landon Schmitz. Schmelsley in the backfield. Will be quarterback power up the middle. Same old story. Brandon Schmelsley puts his head down. 2-point conversion is good. This contest is back up to 40 as you're listening to the Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week on KNDY.
Trailers for You would like to remind you to give them a call to book your Hogemeyer and Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed. The yield advantages are in the data for corn and soybeans. This is Jane Studer with Trailers for You, located at the corner of Highway 9 and 99 in Frankfort. If you're wanting to upgrade to a Merit stock trailer or a travel-long dump or flatbed trailer, give us a call at 785-292-4166. They're also booking your net wrap for next year. Call Trailers for You at 785-292-4166. Go Cats!
Of course, a big thank you tonight to our sponsors, including M&R Auto Parts, Parthimer Electric, Wankland Oil, Axtell Trust, Western National Bank, Landall Company, Flint Hills Mechanical and HVAC, Axtell Car Wash, Bat Tire, Axtell and Hometown Lumber, Souther Feeds, B&D Buildings, F&A Construction, Little Joe's 66 Service, Trailers for You, Blue Valley Technologies, F&B Frankfurt, SNB Insurance, Frankfurt Area News, Moonlight Restoration, and the Frankfurt Animal Clinic, PA. 54-16 is your score as Landon Schmidt, who just took that one 41 yards to the house, kicks this one off. Upman Carter Olson will get the return across the 25, about the 27 is where Frankfurt will start their offensive possession. Reminder that twice each hour coming up at the end of game nights. It is the Farm Bureau Insurance Scoreboard Show brought to you by Bryce Leonard in Washington and Patrick Booty in Marysville as we take a look at area scores and stats from a Friday night lights. Those coming up during the 10 and 11 o'clock hours this evening. Of course, coming up here at halftime, we will take a look at scores from around the Twin Valley League. So Frankfurt coming off a 2-minute drive, looking to get back in the end zone. Swing pass here near side as Carter Olson powers his way up close to a first down as Anderson finds Olson just short of the 33-yard line. So on a first down and 10, they're going to give him 9.5. As Olson now 5 catches with 28 yards. Anderson here tonight, only 2 incompletions as well. Of course, a 44-yard bomb on that last drive to Lane Mawizo. Anderson quick left side to Trent Harden. Harden across the 30, now down the sideline and finally walks himself out of bounds. Brandon Schmelsley was over there to push him out of bounds, and if not, Trent Harden would have taken that one the distance for a touchdown. Lucas Talbot actually the one that will get credit for the touchdown saving stop. A 14-yard pickup there for Harden on his second catch of the night. And so much about this Frankfurt offense is just getting athletes in space. And so far on the last 2 plays, we've seen it as how Frankfurt looks like they have something clicking against this Axtell defense. Anderson in the shotgun play action pass. He's going to look deep now, look left, rolls to his left, across his body, just throws this one out of bounds as Anderson thought better than to force the situation on that one. We talked about the implications. Of course, both of these teams coming in looking for a district title. Winner of this game is your District 3 winner in 8-man Division 2. Going on our sister station tonight, AM 1570, FM 94.1. The Marysville Bulldogs looking for some home playoff action if they're able to get a win down at Clay Center tonight. Of course, elsewhere around the league, Centralia tangles with Riverside for a chance at a District 4 championship there. And, of course, congratulations, Valley Heights Mustangs, already district champions last week with a win over Republic County. Here in this one, Anderson swings it right side to Olson as he's going to be wrestled down by Colin Shaughnessy on the second down and 10 play. We'll bring up now a third down. We're going to call it. Oh, okay. So forward possession there. We're thought it stopped short, but 10-yard pickup there for Olson, who has been leading receiver so far here tonight with 6 catches from his favorite target, Wes Anderson. So Frankfurt on their last 2 possessions doing a good job of driving this ball down the field, now deep inside Axtell territory, ball at about the 15-yard line. Anderson backs out deep at the pocket, swings to the left side. Porter Colvin tries to get outside. Will be stopped after a minimal gain, but positive yardage nonetheless for the Wildcats. 3-yard pickup there as Eli Brocksterman forces Colvin out of bounds. 2-yard pickup unofficially there. Anderson now unofficially 115 yards, 13 for 15 passing, does have the one INT to his mark this evening as well, looking to get his team back into the end zone just as they did the drive before. Ball now inside again, the 15 of Axtell. Anderson looking right side towards the back of the end zone. Man's going to be overthrown. That was looking for Colvin coming out of the backfield. Now a third down and a little bit longer than medium, about a third down and 7, third down and 8 coming out for these Frankfurt Wildcats team. Coming off a impressive win last week versus Wakefield, 60-0. Before that, 68-0 over Blue Valley 2 weeks ago. We had that call, and this Wildcats team was clicking all cylinders. We saw them kind of get smacked in the mouth in the second quarter of this one, but since then have bounced back nicely in this second quarter. 1 touchdown to Axtell's 2, but here driving inside the red zone for the Eagles. Third down and about 7. Ball right at the 15-yard line. Anderson in the backfield with Colvin to his right. Anderson looking that way. Across the middle has a receiver. That's Carter Olson. Close to the first down mark. It's going to matter where they mark him, and they do. Good enough for a first down. That's going to be an 8-yard completion there from Anderson to Olson.
First and goal from the 5-yard line.
So first and goal now from the 5, as before mentioned. Frankfurt trying to stay tight with these Eagles. Not giving up after 2 losses last year. Frankfurt, of course, looking for their first win over Axtell since 2020, something the rest of the state has not been able to do either. Anderson in the backfield. He's going to give this one off to Loizo. Loizo in. Touchdown, Frankfurt Wildcats. A 5-yard touchdown run by Lane Loizo. His first tonight. As Loizo gets his first just under the 4:30 mark here in quarter number 2, making this one 54-22 in what has been a back and forth high-powered offensive game on a Friday night. Anderson now on the 2-point conversion with Loizo to his left in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right. Olson goes in motion. Anderson looks that way to Olson to the corner. It is good. 30-point contest now as Anderson finds Carter Olson on the 2-point conversion with 4:30 left to play in this second quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and bring you back Axtell's offensive possession when we're back on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week.
Have an accident with your vehicle? Call Moonlight Restoration and they'll take care of you with a free estimate, and they'll turn it into the insurance company for you. You name it, they can do it. Fender benders, auto and tractor restoration, windshield repair or replacement, spray and bed liners, sandblasting, dealer and installer of B&W hitches and drop and lock hitches. No job is too large or too small for Moonlight Restoration. If you want quality work done by skilled technicians, call Moonlight Restoration in Axtell, Kansas. Owned and operated by Brett and Nikki Runnebaum. Call 736-2359.
We have seen 14 offensive possessions between these two teams. 8 of them have ended up in touchdowns. We thought we were going to see these points last week between Axtell and Hanover. We're seeing them here tonight between the Wildcats and Axtell. Of course, the Eagles, 70 points per game so far on the season. Frankfurt not far behind at 59 points per game. We're heading to that one here. If we don't get some defense here early on, Eliza will send this one to the ever-dangerous Brandon Schmelsley out the back of the end zone. Axtell will start their offensive possession at the 15. Just to give you a little perspective, Axtell has had 7 offensive possessions. They've turned that into 7 touchdowns. That is now back-to-back weeks where the Axtell offense has scored every time they have touched the football. And unfortunately for Frankfurt, doesn't look like it's going to slow down so far tonight as Brandon Schmelsley has had a big game along with Landon Schmitz. It's going to be a run right side with Schmelsley.
for once, he's going to be stopped for a pickup of 1 or 2 flag on the play. We haven't seen many flags so far tonight, which is always a good thing. Of course, Axtell, one of the most disciplined teams this year. They only have 13 penalties through 7 games, so just under a penalty a game. This one, though, is going to go on the Eagles, of course, the announcer's jinx. So holding will be the call on Axtell. First one accepted tonight for the Eagles. We'll set them back now halfway to the goal line, so to about the 7. 15 halfway to the goal line. 7 is good enough for our math here this evening. Brandon Smelsley back to work already unofficially. 8 rushes for 133 yards, 4 touchdowns, a bucko 1 through the air, and a tutty as well. He's going to be back there with Eli Brocksterman as Brocksterman motions out. It's going to be a swing pass near side of Brocksterman looking for the sideline. High step, gets up to the 20-yard line. So from the 7 to the 20, made on the play on 12. Pick up of 13. As that is now Brocksterman's 3rd catch so far here tonight. And, of course, a dangerous group this Axtell Eagles team has been, and a pain in the Frankfurt side. Since Nick Anderson got here 8 years ago, Axtell is 6-2 versus these Wildcats. Schmitz gets a pitch far side, and he's going to be tripped up at the 40. Took off from the 20. That's going to be a 20... No, not quite. We're going to mark him short of the 40-yard line, but still a 16-yard pickup there by Landon Schmitz on his 2nd rush of the night. You talk about the explosiveness of this Axtell Eagles team. Landon Schmitz, only a junior. We haven't called Colin Shaughnessy's name too much here tonight. Wyatt Detweiler, only a sophomore. So talk about the seniors of this class, your Braden Schmelsley's, your Eli Brocksterman, but a lot of talent elsewhere on this team as well. Here's Brocksterman, left side on the pitch, tries to break through 2. He'll get enough for a first down. Pickup of 13 on Eli Brocksterman on his 2nd rush of the evening. As clock continues to move, ball's just going to be right outside the 30-yard line of Frankfurt as we go under 4 minutes left here before half. 30-point advantage for Axtell. Ball at the 31-yard line. Schmelsley in the shotgun with Schmitz to his left. Schmitz will stand to protect as Schmelsley throws it over the middle, finds Brocksterman, breaks 1 tackle, now looking to get to the outside. First down and more. That's going to be a pickup of 10. That's going to be a pickup of right at 20 as we're going to go from the 31 down to the 11. 20-yard pitch and catch from Brandon Schmelsley to Eli Brocksterman gives the Eagles good offensive possession deep inside Frankfurt territory. Axtell able to do whatever they want so far here offensively tonight. 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns. Looking to go 7 for 7 as they're just outside 1st and goal area at the 11. It's going to be an option left side as Eli's going to take a tumble, and I think we're going to have an illegal block in the back committed by the Eagles. Right there at the 10-yard line, Logan Sandman out there trying to get the block on the edge, set it from Wes Anderson, blocking the back on Axtell. So just as I was making that motion a little bit earlier, only 13 accepted penalties so far this year, now 2 here in this half. $30-point deficit for Frankfurt. Obviously, you never want to see that, but something to be said about this Wildcats team. This Axtell defense for last week's game versus Hanover, through 6 weeks, they had only allowed 2 touchdowns. And here tonight, Frankfurt's put up 24, but the Axtell offense has been efficient as a well-oiled path out right side to Brocksterman. Brocksterman will get dragged down almost to the original line of scrimmage on a first down and 20. We're actually going to give him 8 on that one. So back-to-back now catches for Eli Brocksterman as he goes over 50 yards, here unofficially in this contest.
74 on 5 catches for Eli. Also 2 rushes for 18 on the ground. He's going to get motion out of the backfield here. Schmelzy looking quarterback run. Draw up the middle. He's going to be tangled down by a name we haven't called a lot tonight, but Trent Harden, a menace on the defense for the Wildcats so far this year, averaging 2.5 tackles per loss. That won't be a tackle for loss, but it's going to stop Brandon Schmelzy dead in his tracks after a gain of 5 on a 2nd down and 13. Will now bring up a 3rd down and 8. Axtell on a 3rd down so far this season. They have been perfect, 5 for 5. I believe they got 1 already here tonight, trying to stay perfect on the year. Schmelzy looks left. Now he's going to backpedal, trying to get out of this one. Throws it across his body and incomplete on a 3rd down and 8. Brandon Schmelzy looks to go left, threw it across his body, and Schmelzy could not find his intended receiver, bringing up a 4th down, the first one that Axtell has faced all season long, and they will not punt either. Of course, deep inside Frankfurt territory, it's going to be a 4th down and goal to go from the 8.5-yard line. Axtell actually has not punted since the first game last year versus Care Perryville. It was also the only other game that this Axtell Eagles team did not get the 45-point rule on. Schmelzy looking back to pass on a 4th down and 8. Pressured, rolls right across his broad body. Landon Schmidt, pass completion for a 9-yard touchdown catch as Brandon Schmitz throws his 2nd of the night. Number 16 finds number 2 in the back of the end zone for a 9-yard touchdown connection. And methodically, the Eagles drive down and score here with 2:22 left to play in this 2nd quarter. Axtell taking a lot of time, making sure they get this play in, leading now by 36. Schmelzy in the shotgun, moving right side. We're not going to call it. It's going to be an end around for Brockschman. Then Brockschman flips it to Detweiler nonchalantly. It will be thrown incomplete, making the 2-point conversion no good here with 2 minutes and a tick left to go before halftime. As Axtell still leading by 36. We're back after this break.
Grab the young and young at heart and make your way to Frankfurt Saturday, October 26th for the annual Fall Fest celebration starting at noon. Vendors galore, food trucks including all your fall favorites, inflatables, trunk and treat, plus the kids' costume contest and parade. That evening, stick around as the Fearless Walking Trail opens at 5 p.m., while only the bravest will walk the Haunted Trail at 7:30. Enjoy the Frankfurt Fall Fest celebration this Saturday from noon until 5 p.m. in the Frankfurt City Park. Proudly supported by First National Bank in Frankfurt, locally owned in the heart of Frankfurt since 1921.
Not what Frankfurt Wildcats fans want to hear tonight, but this Axtell Eagles offense has been scary good. They lead 60-24 with 2 and change left in the 2nd quarter. They've held the ball 7 times and have scored, make that 8 times and have scored 8 offensive touchdowns at Axtell. Landon Schmitz kicked this one off, a little squib down the left side. It's going to roll into the end zone. Awfully close there for comfort as that ball was dying right inside the 7 or 5 yard line. As you heard there moments ago, swing on down to Frankfurt for their annual Fall Fest celebration starting tomorrow at noon in the city park. Lots of fun activities, costume contest, trunk or treat as well, and then the always popular Haunted Trail will be going on at the ball fields. Always a staple here in Frankfurt this time of year as we are less than a week away from Halloween. That means next Saturday, state volleyball for many teams if they are able to make a run at it. Anderson across the middle looking for a man. Trent Harden. That one's going to be tipped and incomplete. As Anderson had Harden running down the seam. Gives me an opportunity to remind you that coming up at halftime, we will take a break for national news and weather, as well as taking a look at area scores and updates from our friend Jeff Wirtz over at the TVL Sports Spotlight. A lot of good action tonight. I know Centralia was at Riverside. Lynn and Hanover, a good TVO matchup, not a district game, but still a good one. Marysville at Clay Center. And, of course, this one right here, Frankfurt Axtell, has the Eagles up big in this one. Anderson double pumps, has a man, has Colvin, but over the outstretched arms of Porter Colvin right in front of his own bench at the mid-40. A beautifully thrown ball there by Les Anderson will now bring up back-to-back empty possessions. And in trouble here of giving this Axtell team the ball back with enough time here to score. 2:12 left to play in this first quarter. The score is 60-24. Yes, scoreboard watching happens a little bit. If you're not with the quick math, that's 36 points. 45 points is the rule in 8-man. Axtell, of course, has won every game in the last 2 years, besides last year's first game of the season versus Kerr-Perryville by that 45-point rule. Keeping track, that's 19 straight games, including that game last week versus Hanover. Loizo goes in motion, and I believe Nick Anderson didn't like what he saw, as he's going to get himself a timeout to chat with his offense. We're going to keep it right here, though, as we've only got 2:12 left to play in this first half. Will give me a chance to remind you that even next week we will keep our Candy Y Marysville Dental Care game of the week going. It will be week 9, so stay tuned to the Candy Y Facebook page to see where we will be at next. A Friday regional action, of course, will follow that sectional sub-state before we get to state action on November 29th or 30th. Not saying that that's the birthday present that I wanted, but I will definitely take on a state championship game on November 30th if that time comes around. This Frankfurt Wildcats team, Hanover Wildcats, and, of course, the Axtell Eagles, a very good opportunity to get into a state championship contest this year, of course, with a change in location down to southeast Kansas. Be a little bit of a drive, but always looking forward to a new opportunity to go somewhere. But we've got to end out the regular season first, as here we are in week 8, nearing halftime. Frankfurt comes out of their timeout. 3rd and 10 now, ball on their own 15-yard line, trailing here by 36. Anderson in the shotgun with one receiver left, one to the right. Anderson takes this one. He's looking near side on the give and go. Has Olsen got him. Pass complete to Carter Olsen from the 15 all the way up to the 30. That's going to be a 35-yard pitch and catch out of the timeout, as that is the exact play that Frankfurt was looking for. Olsen gave a little hitch and go here on the near side. In coverage was Colin Shaughnessy, who's been tested all night, has answered the bell the last 2 weeks, but Olsen got the better of him on that one. Now Frankfurt to work inside Axtell territory. Anderson alone by himself in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. Anderson barking out directions. Now takes the snap. Looking left, now looking across the middle. Looks to run, has some grass. Across the 20, down to the 15, and pushed out of bounds by Colin Shaughnessy. Picks up a first down. Good enough for a 13-yard pickup by Les Anderson, who has been very mobile here this evening. 78 rushing yards for the junior quarterback. Of course, a couple of years ago, got hurt, wasn't quite aggressive in those running lanes, but you're seeing it this year. Anderson all over the field, rushing for second on the team, 154 yards so far, and a big 78 here this evening. Anderson in the shotgun, quick pass left. Trent Harder will take that one, trying to break one tackle, and does. First down and 10, and then more down inside the 5. That's going to be a 13-yard pickup by Trent Harden,
as Frankfurt not letting Axtell get away from them. Clock rolls with 1:50 left to go before halftime. First and goal from the 2. Frankfurt looking for their third touchdown in 3 possessions here in the second quarter. They started off with a 49-yard touchdown run by Wes Anderson in the first. Then it went punt, interception, turnover on downs, and now back-to-back touchdowns by the Wildcats, trying to make it 3 in a row. Anderson in the shotgun with Loizo behind him. 2 receivers right side, 1 to the left. Anderson letting this clock run under 70 ticks. It's going to be direct snap to Loizo and stopped again about the 4th or 5th time that Frankfurt's tried to run that direct snap to Lane Loizo. That time Loizo's going to be pushed back. Dalton Heinen, again, a big tackle for loss for the Eagles. Timeout. We'll keep this ball. We're going to give it a 1-yard loss there by Loizo as Axtell takes themselves a timeout. We're going to keep it right here, though, as we are nearing halftime. It's been a totally different script than the last 2 years combined. Of course, these two teams meeting twice last year. Axtell coming away victorious in all of those matchups. Big 98-6. They only allowed Frankfurt in those 2 games last year 61 rushing yards, 133 passing total. That is in 2 games total so far tonight. Wes Anderson unofficially through the air, 171 yards on the ground, 78 rushes, and 2 touchdowns. But on the other side, it's been the Brandon Schmelsley show after a 6-touchdown performance last week. 6 so far tonight, 4 on the ground, 2 through the air. Eli Brocksterman has also found Wyatt Tetweiler through the air for a touchdown early in this contest. Second down now and goal to go outside the 3-yard line. Anderson in the backfield. It'll be a fake up the middle, swing pass far side, ball's tipped, incomplete, looking for Trent Harden. Dangerous throw over there as on the far sideline in that cornerback and coverage. Landon Schmidt, who's had a good night offensively, a rushing touchdown as well as a receiving touchdown, and they're forcing the deflection incompletion on a second down and goal. Axtell did receive the first half kick, so Frankfurt will get it coming out of the second half. Frankfurt, though, worried about a score now here before going into the locker room. Empty gun set for Anderson. Pressure comes up the middle, and Anderson will be sacked. In there is Eli Brocksterman, Logan Sandman, and, of course, Dalton Heinen, and that will force Nick Anderson to take a timeout. From the 3 back to the 8, a negative 5-yard loss for Wes Anderson on that sack. The first sack of the night given up by this Frankfurt offensive line has been excellent tonight. Anderson just couldn't quite dance his way out of that one. So 4th down and goal will be upcoming. Ball will be just outside of the 5-yard line. Remind you how we got here. It started with a 37-yard touchdown run by Eli Brocksterman. Good enough for the 2-point. Made it 8-0 in that first quarter. Wes Anderson came back with a 49-yard touchdown run and found Lane Loizo for the 2-point conversion. We were knotted up at 8 with 9 minutes left in the second quarter, but then it was all Axtell Eagles as they rattled off not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 straight offensive possessions into the second quarter, making it 46-6. Since then, Frankfurt has went punch for punch with these Eagles, and now looking for their 3rd touchdown in 3 drives. 4th down and goal to go, though. Ball at about the 7-yard line. Empty set for Anderson. Pressure coming from the Eagles up the middle. Anderson takes a snap. Pressure comes right up the middle. Back foot thrown. It's already caught for Trent Harden. Came around his defender and pulled that one down for a touchdown. A 8-yard touchdown pass here late in the first half as number 12 found number 24 for that 8-yard connection. and it is now 60-30, a 30-point contest with 42 seconds left to play in this quarter, number 2. What a play by Trent Harden. Didn't see who that corner was. Has been linked Landon Schmitz the most of the evening, but Harden just a more physical attack on that ball. Good for Anderson. Anderson option, late pitch to Loizo, and Loizo will be stopped by Wyatt Detweiler coming up from his linebacker position, stopping that one. 42 seconds left to play in this second quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. We're back after this word.
The answer is yes, SBS. At SBS Insurance, we believe in service beyond the sale. We are fortunate to have multiple competitive companies to quote your personal, farm, business, and life insurance needs. By taking advantage of our annual renewal review, you can rest assured that you have the right coverage for the most competitive rate. Contact your local SBS office today to see how we can provide you service beyond the sale.
SBS Insurance, the home team. The answer is yes.
There's still some fight left in these Frankfurt Wildcats, who were once trailing 46-8, have clawed their way back, now trailing 60-30, 42 seconds left to go here before halftime on our Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week. Thank you all for on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. with the Marysville broadcast, and of course a big appreciation to Blue Valley Technologies making this broadcast happen on Blue Valley TV Channel 3 and on the YouTube channel. You can go back and watch this game or listen to our broadcast at any time. Go over to the YouTube channel for Blue Valley or CandyYRadio.com for the audio version. Eli Broxman has trouble with the kick return and now turns on the Jets across the 40, across the 20. He's going to be driven out of bounds at the 15, but what a return by Eli Broxterman. Bobbled that one inside the 5 and took it all the way back to the 17-yard line of Frankfurt. And just like that, the Eagles in business. You get all excited for one play, and then football makes you slow down for a second. But what a return there by Broxterman. Saw the explosiveness of the senior. Big kick return there. As now Axtell will be in golden field position with 30 ticks left to go before halftime, deep inside Frankfurt territory at about the 16-yard line. Schmelsley in the gun, left side option. It will be a late pitch to Broxman. Broxman looking for the edge, sneaks through down to about the 12, 13-yard line. So a pickup of, we're going to give him 5 as Axtell Eagles take a timeout. That is their third and final TO of this half. And we're going to keep it right here for action. So normally it is a Brandon Schmelsley back there return. Of course, Schmelsley was back there as always. The dangerous returner had 5 returns for 210 yards and 2 touchdowns this year. Eli Broxterman, only 1 return for 10 yards. But on that return, bobbled is about the 5-yard line, so we're going to call it a 35, a 40, about a 50-yard return there by Eli Broxterman, just as Frankfurt got a score with 42 seconds left in this quarter. The last thing they wanted to do was give Axtell and this offense the ball back, but here we are already inside the red zone. Running out of paper here to make notes as we will have second half action coming up after a look at nationwide news as well as your local weather, and a look around the Twin Valley League with the matchups tonight. Broxman in the backfield, looking right side, now looking across the middle. Phil swings a pattern, got it. Landon Schmitz, his second touchdown here this evening on a 13-yard pitch and catch from Brandon Schmelsley to Landon Schmitz. And just like that, Axtell puts another one on the board. It is now 66-30 with 13 seconds left to go before half.
2-point conversion pending now for Axtell. They've been very good tonight, and, of course, they're going to stay good. Brockshman lowers that shoulder, is good by number 16. 18 seconds left in this second quarter. As it has been the offense on both sides absolutely dominating in this one. Axtell offensively, 9 possessions and 9 touchdowns. As for Frankfurt, their last 3 have went for scores. What's really biting Frankfurt in the butt is 4 straight possessions in between the first and second quarter. The Wildcats went punt, interceptions, turnover on downs, turnover on down, and then found their groove back under quarterback Wes Anderson. But we'll see how much fight the Wildcats have in the tank in the second half, as this Axtell team, they have not played a full game since week 1 of last year. And about midway through the second quarter, I was going to make the notion that there are some tired bodies out there on the field. Of course, for the Frankfurt Wildcats, this is senior night. So seniors like Lane Malize and Carter Olson not wanting their season to end in a loss here at home. Landon Schmitz will send that one off after catching his second touchdown of the night. Malize will pick this one at about the 10, look for a right side return, gets out of one tackle. Now will be driven out of bounds by Eli Brockshman just across the 20 with 12 picks left to go on the clock. And a lot of names tonight for both sides. Landon Schmitz with 2 receiving touchdowns, 1 on the ground. Eli Brockshman, 5 receptions, 3 rushes. Brandon Schmelsley, of course, doing it all with 7 touchdowns, 4 on the ground and 3 through the air tonight. Meanwhile, for Frankfurt, Wes Anderson having himself a Wes Anderson style of night, along with Carter Olson. Big receptions for Frankfurt. Now here's Frankfurt on the first down at 10. Anderson looking back to pass. Far side has a man. That's going to be Olson trying to turn it back. Actually, that's Harden. Turns it back inside instead of going out of bounds. Continuing to fight. Nick Anderson, head coach for Frankfurt, had, I believe, 1 more timeout. Who will take it? So Harden, good enough, picked up the first down. They continued to fight towards the middle of the field. Ran some time off the clock, too. They finally do get a timeout with 2 seconds left on the scoreboard. And an awfully close play by Frankfurt. Again, Axtell received this opening kickoff, so Frankfurt will get the second half kickoff when we come back from our halftime timeout. We'll take a peek at scores from elsewhere around the Twin Valley League, as well as over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1, Marysville Bulldogs and Clay Center Tigers. With that one, Bruce Dierking has the call down from the Clay Center. 2 seconds left to play here in this first half. 38-point advantage for Axtell. Frankfurt with the ball, though, at their own 31-yard line. Eagles prevent defense, Shaughnessy, Smelsley, and Detweiler all standing back at their own 20-yard line. Anderson in the backfield with 3 receivers right. Sure we'll see some sort of lateral reverse. Anderson looking left, now rushing up the middle. Anderson now dancing to the right, throws it across the middle, has a receiver. That's Carter Olson. Olson across the 25, and that's where Olson will be dragged down right at the 25-yard line. So a 33-yard pickup to end this first half will finally take us to a halftime break. Axtell leading this one 68-30. It was all Axtell early on, as actually we had an 8-8 game with 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Then Axtell rattled off 5 straight touchdowns, making this one 46-8 before Frankfurt offense woke up in the second quarter. A 1-yard touchdown run by Wes Anderson was followed up by a 41-yard touchdown run by Landon Schmitz as we went back and forth in that second quarter. And the first half finally ends a little unceremoniously with Wes Anderson finding Carter Olson across the middle for a 33-yard pickup. as that will take us to halftime on a senior night performance from the Classy Cats from Frankfurt. Your halftime score, though, is 68-30. Axtell ahead of Frankfurt on this one. We're going to take a break, take a listen in to national news as well as look at weather. We'll come back with first half stats and a look around the TVL. You're listening to the Marysville Dental Care Game of the Week. For Dr. Brittany and Dr. Zach are your number one rated dentist in Northeast Kansas. Go to MarysvilleDentalCare.com to book your visit and receive the dental care you deserve. Again at halftime, Axtell leading Frankfurt 68-30.
Every week, stay informed and connected with the Frankfurt community top stories by getting the Frankfurt Area News, a small-town newspaper dedicated to their subscribers, advertisers, and community. Established in 1991, the Frankfurt Area News is the official paper of the City of Frankfurt, City of Vermilion, and USD 380. They love hearing from their readers. If you have a story, wedding, birth, or something you think local readers would enjoy, or to subscribe, get in touch with the Frankfurt Area News, 785-292-4726.
If your four-legged friend is in need of quality care, call on the compassionate team at the Animal Clinic in Frankfurt. Their experienced team of veterinarians are dedicated to the health of your pets or her. From routine checkups to state-of-the-art medical procedures, call the office at 785-292-4628 or schedule an appointment online at animalclinicpa.com. Treating with compassion and dedication, count on the Animal Clinic in Frankfurt, where your pet's health is their top priority.
KNDY is proud to be your local sports leader. For over 40 years, KNDY has been bringing you the scores, interviews, and live play-by-play action of your favorite teams all season long, year after year. Not just playoff time. Times and technology change, but our dedication to area sports remain the same. KNDY Sports, on air, online, and on our mobile app.
This is a special report from ABC News. Israel bombs Iran. I'm Chuck Sievertson. The Israeli military says that in response to months of continuous attacks from Iran and the militant groups it backs, Israel's carrying out precise strikes on military targets in Iran, it says. ABC's Martha Raddatz and what we know so far.
This could go on for several hours. They have said quite clearly they're making precision strikes against military targets. There are, of course, numerous military targets.
ABC's Tom Sufi Burridge in Tel Aviv.
Energy and oil sites, Iranian oil and energy sites, are not in amongst the targets. So, what is looking like the case right now, according to all the sources we're hearing from, is that Israel has listened to that demand from the U.S. The U.S. clearly was pressing Israel not to go after Iran's nuclear and oil sites.
ABC's Tom Sufi Burridge. This is ABC News. Los Angeles police and traffic control working to keep cars moving tonight as the Dodgers host the Yankees in the World Series.
It's kind of jokingly being called Carmageddon. Tonight there is the World Series at Dodgers Stadium. The Lakers play nearby at Crypto.com Arena. Down the road, the USC Trojans play at the LA Memorial Coliseum in a Friday night college football game. There's a concert at the new Intuit Dome and the East LA Classic high school football matchup at SoFi Stadium all at the same time. Mayor Karen Bass is activating the city's emergency operations center, and she's urging Angelenos to take public transit, something many here just don't do. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Federal Cybersecurity Chief Jen Easterly tells ABC News updating the software on your devices helps guard against hackers.
Don't ignore it, because what it means is that update is being delivered to help protect you from some sort of vulnerability.
Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Okay, everyone. What did you think of the chocolate bar?
It's too chewy.
It's kind of chalky.
Too much nougat.
I need to go brush my teeth.
Business is booming for Steph's small marketing research firm.
After all these focus groups, there's only one conclusion.
I need more researchers.
And she's way too busy researching.
Is this a Peanuts?
To waste time researching resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeastern Nebraska. Clear skies tonight with lows around 34. Winds out of the northeast around 5 miles per hour. Highs level off around 64. Tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. Lows level off around 39. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Dry with temperatures above average Sunday and Monday, and highs from the mid-70s to the mid-80s. I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Currently 52.
High school football action broadcast Friday. Marysville at Clay Center live on AM 1570, FM 94.1. Our Friday feature game, Axtell at Frankfurt, live on FM 95.5. High school football on air, online, and on our mobile apps. Kansas State, the Sunflower State Showdown Saturday. Kickoff at 7. Wildcat pregame begins at 5. Jayhawk pregame at 6:30 on your affiliate stations, KNDY.
Visit Can-Equip to see the new look of maximum productivity. The new CR lineup of combines from New Holland. Premium and deluxe seat options provide more comfort. 3 exterior cameras offer more visibility and safety. Milo addition to IntelliSense automation delivers more crop versatility. Even the signature styling and decals are new and pure New Holland. Stop by Can-Equip in Marysville.
Whether you're buying, building, remodeling, or refinancing, your home is a major investment in your life. At United Bank and Trust, we understand how important it is to work with someone who cares. Our loan officers have the experience it takes to make the process a smooth one. Come in for a visit or start online by filling out a loan application at ubankonline.com in as little as 20 minutes. Mortgage lending with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
To win in sports, you have to adapt your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of your investments. I'm Liz Warren, your Edward Jones financial advisor, and I can be your financial coach. We get to know you first, then figure out how to help you work towards your goals. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you. Call 785-562-5533 today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hop in, let's go with Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
Skip the drive. Come see us right here in Marysville, Kansas. At Honeyman Auto Sales and Service, you'll find the same honest sales experience backed by the same reliable service. With the same goals in mind, our Marysville location is sure to provide you with a satisfying vehicle experience. Find us on Facebook or stop in at 1122 Pony Express Highway today.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford? Quickly.
Harsh winters in our area can drive up your energy costs. Protect your home and wallet this year by stopping at Hometown Lumber in Marysville and Axtell Lumber. Seal drafty windows and doors with weather stripping and draft stoppers. Grab durable window and door wrap or new ductwork and replace your furnace filter for improved energy efficiency, lower repair costs, and a more comfortable home. Visit Hometown Lumber in Marysville or Axtell Lumber today to protect your home and stay warm this winter.
In a state-ranked matchup on KDY tonight, the Frankfurt Wildcats trail Axtell 68-30. I talked a little bit in the pregame about, where the state rankings put these Frankfurt Wildcats. Right now, they're staying with Axtell, especially in the second quarter. Axtell jumped out to that big lead. It was 46-8 at the start of the second quarter, but Frankfurt then rattled off 3 straight touchdowns. Axtell, of course, did the same, but the Wildcats, was just talking here at halftime, stayed consistent, stayed on the path, and they stayed dedicated to what they were doing. A few big plays there in the second quarter, some big passes from Wes Anderson to Carter Olson along with Trent Harden. Kind of kept this contest close for the Wildcats, and it is 68-30 now at the second half, or I guess here at halftime. A few unofficial stats for you to pass along. First, we're going to start with the Axtell Eagles. They
in that first half had 8 offensive possessions and were able to put the ball through the end zone 8 different times, led, of course, by Brandon Schmelsley, who unofficially in the first half, 11 for 13, 164 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air. Meanwhile, on the ground, 9 rushes, 138 yards. That's good enough for 15 yards per tote and 4 touchdowns for the All-State quarterback from the Eagles. Also on the ground, Eli Brocksterman with 3 rushes, 23 yards. Landon Schmitz, 2 rushes, 57 yards and a touchdown. Landon Schmitz also here through the air, 5 receptions, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of those coming off the hands of Eli Brocksterman, who found Schmitz on the back of the end zone in that second quarter for a trick touchdown. Eli Brocksterman through the air, 5 receptions, 74 yards, while Wyatt Detweiler has 2 catches for 20 yards and 2 touchdowns. For Frankfurt, it's been decently efficient. Wes Anderson has thrown the ball well at times, 18 for 25, 222 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Also on the ground, though, doing it with his legs, 73 yards on the ground with 8 rushes, 2 touchdowns, does have 1 sack, but Axtell defense has held Lane LaWise very quiet in this contest to do it all back for the Wildcats. Has 9 carries for 17 yards, only has 2 receptions for 46 yards. One of those, a big 44-yard pass completion, set up a touchdown in the second quarter. Carter Olson leads the Wildcats in receiving with 9 grabs for unofficially 114 yards. Trent Harden, 5 touches for 53 yards, and Porter Colvin with 2 catches for 9 yards. We're going to take one more time out. When we come back, we're going to look at scores from elsewhere around the league, courtesy of Jeff Wirtz over at the TVL Sports Spotlight. In your Marysville Dental Care game of the week, at halftime, it is Axtell leading Frankfurt 68-30.
At Sunflower Community Credit Union, we're proud to give back to our community through initiatives like Debit for a Difference, a program that provides local educators with grants for their classrooms, which helps them make a difference in our schools. Along with Save at School, an innovative way for students to learn the value of saving money. Kids can open their very own savings account, making financial education fun and accessible. Join Sunflower Community Credit Union in Marysville and become part of a financial family committed to your success and the success of our community.
Harvest is in full swing. The pressure's on. Every minute counts. Can you afford to wait for fuel? Kramer Oil understands the urgency of harvest. That's why we offer same-day fuel delivery. Our dedicated team is ready to refuel your operation when and where you need it most. From E10 to premium diesel, we've got you covered. Kramer Oil. Call 785-562-2466 to schedule your delivery today. That's 785-562-2466.
For the best in farming equipment with the service to back it, there is only one Bruna Implement Company, your local Case IH dealer. Since 1947, the staff at Bruna Implement Company works daily to provide the best parts and service when you need it, always dedicated to their customers. Bruna Implement Company has been family-owned for 3 generations, and they know what it takes to be successful as your area Case IH dealer. With locations in Marysville, Washington, Clay Center, Seneca, Hiawatha, and Humboldt, Nebraska. Stop by or give them a call today.
Dr. Brittany here with Marysville Dental Care, where your family's health is our top priority. Dr. Zach, our team, and I are the family dental home you've always been looking for.
Our comprehensive dental care is designed to serve all of your dental needs. Whether it's a routine cleaning, braces, or cosmetic work, we provide the highest quality of care with a comfortable experience. Visit our office across from the Marysville Courthouse or go to marysvilledentalcare.com to schedule a visit.
Have the smile you've always wanted with our team by your side.
At halftime here on the Marysville Dental Care game of the week, 68-30 is our score at halftime as we just hit the 3-minute mark on the halftime clock. A few updates to pass along for you over on our sister station, AM 1570, FM 94.1. Marysville is tied with Clay Center 21 at the end of the third quarter. Winner of that contest gets a home playoff game. Bruce Dierking has that call in what is a excellent late season District and North Central Kansas League matchup with some big implications. Elsewhere, implications around the league. Centralia vying for a district title in their District 4. They are leading Riverside 20-0 at halftime as the Panthers look to march on. Their only loss so far this season to a Missouri squad. Elsewhere around the Twin Valley League, Clifton Clyde up on Lincoln 24-6. Quietly, the Eagles have a chance at winning districts this year. Valley Heights Mustangs trailing Marion at halftime 24-6. A big test for the Mustangs after they clinched the district championship for the first time since 2009 last week with a win over Republic County. And an in-county matchup between Hanover and Lynn has the Hanover Wildcats leading the Lynn Bulldogs 36-0. That one at halftime. Of course, Axtell dismantled the Hanover last week in our Marysville Dental Care game of the week to the tune of 58-12. At halftime, 38-point lead for Axtell. Frankfurt will receive the ball when we're back on our Marysville Dental Care game of the week.
To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfurt. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfurt.
Axtell Truss has the experience to provide custom-built trusses for any application. Put them to work with your next project. Let them help design the right pitch, length, and number of trusses to suit your needs. They can turn out more complicated designs and configurations as well. All are solidly built in their enclosed shop with roll-off delivery to your site available. They also assure the best materials and quality construction, completed on your schedule. Call today for a quote or more information. It's 785-736-2291. That's Axtell Truss.
Call Parthimer Electric at 268-0553. At Parthimer Electric, we specialize in residential and commercial electrical services and are dedicated to providing customer service that is second to none. Parthimer Electric won't leave the job until you're satisfied. Parthimer Electric is available at all hours and offers flexible services for indoor or outdoor jobs. You can visit us on the web at the Parthimer Electric Facebook site or give us a call at 268-0553. Parthimer Electric in Frankfurt.
38-point advantage for the Axtell Eagles as we get second half action started here. Max Blasky back with you on our Marysville Dental Care game of the week. Got a little chilly out there. Had to put the sweatshirt on at halftime, but we're back and ready for some hot second half action. Frankfurt will return the second half kickoff. This Hanover Frankfurt offense that saw them go 3 for 3 on drives late in that second quarter, scoring opportunities, scoring 3 for 3. They ended off the first half with the ball in their hands. A 33-yard pass from Wes Anderson to Carter Olson ended our first half action, in which saw a combined 98 points between these two teams. Last year in two matchups, Axtell outscored Frankfurt 98-6. So high-powered offense. Lane Loiza will get us going here in the second half as he tries to find the right side of the boundary. Will be pushed down right across the 15-yard line, and that first second half action will get started. Of course, if you're an Axtell Eagles fan, second half action, not something you're very used to hearing about. Last week was the first game all season that the Eagles have went into the second half. It has been since the first game of last year that this Eagles team has played a full contest, and yes, that includes 4 straight 45-point blowouts en route to a state championship game last year as well. Wes Anderson will get the second half started after tossing 222 yards unofficially through the air. The first half running for another 73. Looking back pass near side, Trent Harden will catch that first down pass. Needed a first down and 10. We're going to give him 12 yards on the first pass of this second half. So 12 yards here out of the gate by Nick Anderson, and his offense have the Wildcats up with a first down and 10 now. good positive plays by this Wildcats offense late in the second quarter. I made mention early in this game, a key for Frankfurt was not to get behind the sticks. They did early in the game with those punts and those turnovers on down, but did a good job in the second to control that. Now Anderson in the backfield with Colvin to his right. There's going to be movement up alongside the line. Axtell saying it's on Frankfurt. Frankfurt saying it's on Axtell. Let's see what the Black Caps decide here along the line of scrimmage. Of course, Axtell pointing to Frankfurt. Axtell penalty to 17 long to, and this is going to move back on. So, it's going to actually go for turn back like them, but encroachment the defense will still be the call. Now a first down and 5 for Frankfurt after the 5 yards given by the Eagles. First down and 5 now, well ahead of the sticks. Anderson in the shotgun with Colvin to his right. Loiza goes in motion left to right across the line of scrimmage, now goes upfield. Anderson rolls right, looking for that sideline, throws across his body. That one's going to be picked, but out of bounds on the far sideline. I believe they're going to call it out of bounds. A diving attempt there by Wyatt Detweiler on the first down and 10. An athletic play there. Athletic play made by the sophomore defensive back, who so far tonight already has 2 touchdown receptions for the Eagles. Tried to get Axtell's second pick of the night. Eli Brocksherman had one earlier, his second in 2 weeks. Not to be done here. So second down now and 5 for Frankfurt. Axtell showing pressure as every man's up at the line of scrimmage. Man-to-man across the board. Anderson takes the snap. It's going to be an option right side. Anderson breaks a tackle across the 40 into Axtell territory. Big 12-yard pickup there for the Wildcats, 11-yard rush by Les Anderson. Seeing him really move those legs here in this contest more than we've seen him before, but a good job there on the option play right side. Defensive lineman on that far side for the Eagles, number 23, Dalton Heinen, jumped out there in the pitch lane as he had Colvin to his right side. Anderson snuck away from the big Heinen, who's having a good defensive game. Picks up a first down. First down and 10 now to go. Ball inside of Axtell territory. Anderson pump fakes once now. Pump fakes left. Pressure in the backfield. Steps away from 1. Trying to get away from 2. Picks up a positive yardage. Throws a stiff arm, but will be driven down. Tackle made by Lucas Talbot, who has had a decent game so far here tonight. 4-yard pick-up after all the dancing in the backfield made by Wes Anderson. Back-to-back, though, positive yards for the junior quarterback, who's been doing a little bit of everything now, breathing heavy after that one. Broke off 2 defensive attempts by Logan Sandman and Dalton Heinen. And Anderson sneaks away with that escapability thread that the shortstop does have. All right at the 35-yard line, left hash for the Wildcats. Anderson in the shotgun with Loiza behind him. Colvin goes in motion. It's going to be a pull left side as Anderson trying to find the outside on a second down and 6. Awfully close to the first down marker. They're going to mark him a yard short. So a 5-yard pickup there by Wes Anderson as Frankfurt has come out running the ball here in this second half. They did a good job of it in the first half. The team that averages just a hair over $110 on the ground this year, almost right at that average so far here in the second half. They had 90 yards, we're going to make that 87 yards as a team in the first half. And Anderson now with 3 straight runs to start the second half. The Wildcats on a 3rd down and 1. Frankfurt so far tonight 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 on 3rd downs, not for sure, but they haven't converted one yet. And Nick Anderson wants to talk this one over. We'll take it with them. Frankfurt on a 3rd down and 1 inside Axtell territory, trailing this one by 38.
Western National Bank in Summerfield wants you to feel good about where you are with your money. Available when you need them and offering online and personal services, Western National Bank will make sure to keep you and your money happy. Call Western National Bank at 244-6211 to make your money smile. Member FDIC.
Wanklin Oil is proud to serve the community with propane, gas, and diesel fuel right to your home or farm. Family owned and operated, they'll deliver your fuel with an old-fashioned personal touch. Their dependable quality service at the lowest price available makes them a leader in the field. In addition to propane and diesel, they also offer tank repair, sales, and service. For your fuel and heating needs, Wanklin Oil is just a call away. 800-794-2019. They have the energy since 1926.
Frankfurt Wildcats not giving up in this one. They trailed as much as 46-8. You're marching on a 3rd down and 1 at the Axtell 27-yard line. Anderson quarterback power up the middle. It's going to be awfully close. He fought. Second effort, I think, got it for Wes Anderson. Good call there by head coach Nick Anderson, as the Axtell defense couldn't get a stop on 3rd down and 1. We're going to give them about 1.5 yards on that pickup as Frankfurt lives to fight another day. Anderson now so far tonight, 94 yards unofficially rushing through the air, having a big night as well. 234, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Anderson in the backfield now with Colvin behind him. Anderson looking left, pressure coming by Talbot, throw right side out of bounds, incomplete as pressure came off this near side from Lucas Talbot. Quickly got into the backfield of this Frankfurt offense. He's been doing a good job of holding blocks tonight. We happened to see Frankfurt a few weeks ago versus Hanover, and I thought that the Hanover side did a better job of dominating the offense and defensive line, and that was going to be a key for Frankfurt coming into this contest. So far, they have held their own against this Axtell Eagles defensive line, and you're seeing it. Axtell now walking backers up to the line of scrimmage, bringing pressure. Anderson in the backfield on a 2nd down and 10. Over to his right. Pressure comes forward, bouncing left, has Loizo out of bounds off the back of the end zone. A good try by Lane Loizo. In coverage over there was Landon Schmitz as Loizo comes up on one knee. One of the 6 seniors for this Frankfurt Wildcats team putting it all out there on the field tonight. But now back-to-back incompletions has Frankfurt staring at a 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 10 to go from inside Frankfurt territory. 1 of 3 are the Wildcats on 3rd down this evening, trying for their 2nd one here of the game. Anderson in the shotgun, Colvin to his right. Pressured look from the Eagles. They do bring it up the middle. Anderson steps up, and Anderson gets out of it, throws it towards the end zone. It's a wobbler. Caught? No! Incomplete as Lane Loizo went up over the shorter Landon Schmitz on a 3rd down and 10 and couldn't come down with it. A heck of a job, though, by Wes Anderson to get out of the sure-handed grasp of Dalton Heinen and Lucas Talbot, who have been bringing the heat the last couple possessions as this Axtell defense needing to get home has been bringing the pressure. And now a big 4th down and 10 here for Frankfurt. Wildcats trail by 38. They are 0 for 2 so far tonight on 4th downs. 2 turnovers on down to end the 1st quarter and 1 to start the 2nd. Anderson will be alone in the backfield, 2 receivers each side of him. Loizo goes in motion. Anderson looking, now steps up the middle. He's going to be dragged down. Frankfurt wants a horse collar, and they're going to get it. As sticking his big paw out there was, again, Dalton Heinen. He was in the backfield, Logan Sandman and Lucas Talbot, and a horse collar will be the call on a 4th down and 10. Frankfurt Wildcats stay alive to see a first down. He was sacked. It's going to be a 10-yard loss on the sack. Personal foul on Axtell. Horse collar will be called. That's the fourth penalty accepted by Axtell tonight. We'll give the Wildcats a free first down. His head coach, Harry Detweiler, on the sideline. Haven't seen him, of course, only seen him a few times last year and last week, but very animated here on this defensive drive. Frankfurt has chewed up almost 4 minutes of clock here to start this second half, as well as they're now inside the red zone of Axtell. Pressure look from the Eagles again. Anderson staring it down in the face of Colvin behind him in the gun. Colvin now will motion out to the right, man-to-man look. Anderson needs to get rid of it quick. Over the middle has a man. Trent Harden just over the outstretched arms of Trent Harden into the end zone. As Anderson has just been long on 2 or 3 of these passes, but yet again, Axtell bringing the pressure. Haven't been able to look quickly enough, but I think Axtell's bringing one more than Frankfurt can block, forcing West to make a quick decision. And so far, West is 1 for 6 passing here in the second half. So Axtell getting the All-State quarterback off his spot. Second down and 10 now inside the red zone of the Eagles. Anderson alone in the backfield. Looks left, pressure again up the middle. Anderson off the hands of Trent Harden, as Harden did have that one in his hands and room to run across the middle. He beat his man, I believe it was Landon Schmitz, from the cornerback position right across the middle, and a golden opportunity missed here by the Frankfurt Wildcats to put another 6 on the board in the second quarter. But finding out what Axtell is doing once again, and I'll mention it probably on this play again, Axtell is bringing pressure. We didn't see it a lot last year just because of the dominant sheer size of the defensive line, and nothing against this year's Eagles team, but not quite as dominant up front, needing to bring backers. We'll see what the Eagles do here on a 3rd down and 10. Ball still at the 17-yard line. Pressure look again. Anderson takes the snap. Pressure will be brought up. Screen across the middle. This one's almost going to be picked off as Logan Sandman got his big paws up there. The screen pass was read beautifully by the Axtell defense. 4 rushers came up the middle, and as soon as they felt the offensive line for Frankfurt go past them, all 4 defensive linemen for the Eagles dropped back, and Logan Sandman comes up with the big incompletion. Trying to remember height there from Sandman, one of the taller defenders on the Eagles this year, looking to make a mark. Now 4th down and 10. Frankfurt just had a 4th down and 10 moments ago.